Last time. We don't have a name for... Correct.
I know, you need to get a name for the
Yeah.
group. I can change your title.
I mean, we're gonna have to like name our inn and shit too. So like,
you gotta figure that out because
together
I don't know
somehow.
what to name our streams.
So we need to like name the inn too once we like actually like acquire it. So like, might like put those together somehow.
I'll try to come up with something.
But last time on D&DZ,
Oh my god!
we ran into travelers who lost everything in Kaer Konig. Marta told us a story about the ring that her family had, which they received long ago, and she told us more about her pappy's medication. Madria, we learned that Madrin has an Iron Man chest. And we killed the goddamn moose.
Fuck that moose.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the...
If anyone wants more details, that's just the Cliff Notes version.
That is where we left off, right? We killed the moose. That was like the
We
last.
killed the moose.
Yeah.
Stabilized though. I'm pretty fucked up.
Yeah, Mulder's just taking a nap for a couple hours.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I made a medicine check. I think that Rowan made a medicine check and was able to stabilize him right after killing the moose. So I'm just going to name Rowan the MVP of that battle for reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, nobody else did anything, honestly.
It'll be 8 hours before, you guys get Maldrin some full rest and he can pop up some HP here.
Is there a chance I can get the link to the...
Yeah, me too. I need the
game link.
It's pinned in the Discord.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, how do I see pins?
Top right. There's like the push pin icon.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. All right, cool.
mine does not have anything, so
check that link I just threw.
In the general part channel.
Oh, okay. There we go.
See, whenever I get a group name for you guys, that DM Apollo Sunday Rime 9 p.m. blah 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 blah, that'll all be shortened to a little catchphrase y'all want. I just have to get you guys a good identity going here. You'll get pretty tokens on the next level too.
Okay, so
Let's just be like this campaign for Critical Role and take like 20 episodes to come up with a name. And then come up with a shitty one.
Well, I do know that there's one online YouTuber who talks about his group that was named the Turtle Fuckers.
That wasn't me. That definitely was not me.
Not be the Turtle Fuckers. Maybe the Moose Fuckers. We have a moose here if anybody,
We're not fucking a moose.
It's like how big is this moose's head?
Pretty large and substantial. The antlers span about 10 feet or 8 feet or so.
There's no chance. There's no chance at a later time after we get done here of also hauling that back with us to the inn. I think that'd make a fine decoration if we can find someone to taxidermy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Throw it on ice.
You definitely could do that. You could save the pelt. You could do whatever you want with it.
Pelt's probably easier to carry.
A huge amount of meat. They could feed the town for probably a month.
might have to come back with a card or something, but yeah. We don't have a card, do we? I don't think we do.
Maybe start time to look at that kind of stuff, guys. I mean,
let's just drag it.
You have your home here now. Is there anything y'all wanted to explore about this place?
I see these fountains.
There's a few.
Not really fountains. They're just like the statues that are on the outside in the perimeter here. They're the elvish ones that kind of have their faces eroded away by time, but they are pointed ears, and they kind of stand in heroic poses around here.
Can I go over here and kind of take a look at what's over here? Boom.
You see a mirror affixed to that wall that, as you approach, you see almost clouds that are in it, and as you put yourself in front of it, it comes into clarity. It's surrounded by this gloriously etched filigree, at the top of which you see basically the moon cycles that are out there. And in the centermost kind of panel uh, is a full moon with like the waxen wane on the right and left appropriately.
Let's see. Which which moon phase is it right now? Where's the calendar? Do I see anything? Do I see anything on the mirror that would? Do I see anything on the mirror that would like relate to the same moon dial we saw outside?
Not necessarily the moon dial, but you can kind of see like maybe on the left at the most extreme side of this filigree, there's a half moon, and at the other side, on the right-hand side, the moon is flipped on the opposite end. So instead of being on down, it's on up, we'll say. And at the center of it, and kind of a bigger, almost double the size of the small etchings of the other ones around it, there's what seems to be a completely filled up circle.
So we should come back on the full moon.
Let's see. So moon mirror.
Like it changed as he got close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you almost saw like a swirl of clouds in it as you were approaching, but as you put yourself in front of it, it thinned out and revealed yourself.
I'd like to light a torch.
Absolutely.
That seems.
You light a torch, and reflected off the surface of the mirror is yourself holding a torch, just as normal.
I know what I would like to do, but I'm really bad at that skill, so I'm hoping someone else thinks of it.
It's like, can I do an Arcana check real quick?
Sure.
All right, and just flat. So.
So that's what I was looking
18.
for, but I have a -1, so.
You start to go over the surface of the filigree, maybe looking at the lesser detailed etchings that are on the perimeter, not so much the real ornate portion that's at the top. And as you're going across, you're seeing not necessarily something you would understand, but something you would recognize as like something a diviner would use. Almost like these runes of divination that are slightly etched in the border all around this thing. They're very faint, but they're definitely there now that you're taking a more analytical look at it.
And do they seem to have been there? Do those runes seem to be older than the moon phases on top, or do they look like they were made around the same time?
About the same time.
Okay.
You would surmise that this, if nothing, has an extreme amount of reverence to this temple, if it isn't magical in of itself.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I learned my lesson. I'm not touching that thing.
I'll touch it if you don't want to touch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up real quick. If you want to go touch it, I'll keep an eye for you.
Kind of in the same vein, Nikel, as you approach and you're about 5-10 feet away, it almost looks like clouds are emanating from inside the mirror. But as you come into view, it's almost like you're stepping from the shadows, and you come into it just clear as day.
Oh wait, Maldron's a dwarf, right?
But he's asleep for like hours.
Oh yeah,
He's quite unconscious.
I was kind of hoping he'd be able to read these runes.
You know, now that you think about it, you go look at those statues. They have not the same runes, but similar runes that are kind of etched into the bases of these pedestals.
Okay,
They're so faint from the erosion, but they're definitely present.
Does anything happen if I like touch the runes on the mirror?
You run your fingers along them, and nothing seems to spark an interest or a reaction out of it.
Like touch the actual mirror?
You totally do the hidden camera test, and like your finger touches your other finger on the other side. It doesn't seem like it's anything odd about your reflection going on.
I like look around from where I'm like, but from like where I'm standing. Does like the hallway look the same?
Yeah, everybody looks the same behind you. The reflection in the back looks the same behind you. Who did we lose there? It's Tarek.
I don't have the Arcana to try to check anything on this.
You guys know that, especially from the ruins, that Rowan would have been able to tell you it's some kind of divination magic that's
Yeah, so it's like
present.
a.
Or at least like being invoked here. You don't know if the item itself is magical from Arcana, but you would know like there are bits of magical incantations around it, surmounting to divination runes and things of divining.
I would definitely say, unless we find something else around here that matches or can tell us anything, we might need to come back with somebody just a bit more magical than us.
I mean, we've got detect magic on the ground.
Magic.
Modern might have detect magic if he's clerics have it.
If we can he roll hit dice if Maldron?
So if someone's at 0 HP, like our friend Maldron here, it takes 8 hours to go up to 1 HP. He could short rest after that and gain a short rest and start regaining his HP, but kind of rules is written as 8 hours unconscious to, bump yourself up back to consciousness, basically. Unless y'all have a more direct way of getting him up, healing potion, anything like that.
We've really got to find some healing potions. We have more than one person with healing.
It's unique problem solving rather than inventory bookkeeping.
Yeah, it is bad that the one person has healing is the one that's down. So
Yeah, I want to go up these stairs, see if I find anything.
Oh shit.
You go up, and as you approach, you start to see a door or you assume it's a door. It's obviously impeding your pass here. It's kind of a rounded object that has no handles or hinges or even like a gap. Some would say airtight. You wouldn't be able to pry a crowbar into here, but it definitely looks like it's blocking your way. In the same sense, there's a stone filigree that's around this door as well. And it's pointing to the first half moon.
Okay, wait. There's a filigree pointing to the first half moon here. Was that last filigree pointing to anything?
It had the full moon in its center.
Okay. All right. So that was pointing at the full moon. This is pointing at the first half moon. What moon is it outside?
You're in between the full moon and the first half.
I think these doors might open with the moon phases, guys. I'm curious.
the hallway down the bottom.
I'm dashing over here to find out, like, if there's anything on these doors as well.
Looking at this door, you see that you don't really. I mean, you're trying to picture it for a second in your head, the way the half moon was flipped, and it's completely 50-50 opposite. Instead of the moon being on the top, it's now on the bottom. This would be the second half moon, which would happen in roughly about like 15 days from now or so. 15 to 18, or somewhere around there.
We're like for like a half moon. We're like 5 from one half, and then we're like 2 weeks from the other one, based on the calendar. So we need to come back in like 5 days for one of the doors and like
fact,
2 weeks for the other door.
Tarek, you see filigree behind this door.
Why, which one?
But on this door, there are handles, and you can clearly see hinges that kind of fold inward here of a remarkable craftsmanship in the fact that they wouldn't actually show. And in fact, this is as you look at it here, you see the same statues that you guys approached.
Does this filigree have the current moon phase highlighted, or does this filigree not have any moon phases on it at all?
It has in its center a completely hollow moon. But on this side of the door, where Tarek is standing, Tarek can clearly see like a handle where when he pulls it, there's a locking mechanism and the door swings open. And when you look at it from the outside, you guys really didn't see this because it was just a rock wall face. Now think about it. How'd you get in here?
Oh, on the wall.
So this is probably the real entrance.
Ah.
Yeah, why did we look up here? We didn't really look around up here.
And you still have, as small as this map is, there's a lot of interesting things to look around for. Did y'all? Yeah, I don't think y'all looked into the eastern structure much yet.
No. There's what seems like a ceremonial area up there, but we kind of looked for the moose before doing anything. Is that door open or no?
Yeah, it's open at this point. You guys are able to open and close that door from that side.
Okay, where was
There's
that?
something. Is there something right here? Or is that just like to block the map? This thing.
It's just to block the. It's literally just a mountain that, or rather a cliffside that direction.
All right. That's fine.
Uh,
I want to look over the moose, actually, see if there's anything special about this moose.
Other than its size and its somewhat bloodied pelt, I mean, it's a substantial meal, but and you didn't get a bead on it necessarily.
Okay. We have.
You do have this ceremonial structure over here, and you guys do see this over here kind of built into a gazebo. There's a spent brazier that kind of has a blackened or sooty interior where you can tell things have been burned in it.
Okay, I see the smoke happening over here.
It's not really lit right now. It's just.
Yeah, I forgot to turn on my torch. So.
And then you have this structure that seems to be kind of topped. It's a 10-foot rise, kind of up here. So you're kind of looking down over a precipice when you're on top of here. And there are 5 columns that are
we looked at that.
thing.
Yeah, we looked at that last. So since we're waiting for 8 hours for modern, do we want to test some of this shit?
Do we say anything? Like, I'm looking down now at that gazebo sort of structure.
The brazier sits on 4 pedestals. It's not lit or anything like that. You can just tell it's been spent because there's soot in the bottom. Each one of these is kind of capped in snow along with the sarcophagus on top.
You said it's not lit?
No, it's not lit right now.
Yes, the audience.
And there's nothing up here to light.
Well, remember, these pedestals were like 5th element type shit. It was like fire and like hand and.
Oh, did y'all brush your sorry.
Yeah, we came up here and looked at it. We didn't really look at the over here, but we did look at this shit.
Yeah, what you guys see is a pine cone, a stick, some kind of pot on 4 legs. a feather, and a severed hand.
I want to like try some of this, see if we can figure any of this out. Well, since we got away from Aldrin anyway.
Did y'all dust off the top of this too, right?
I don't know if we done to the top of that or not.
I don't know if we did, but we can.
I
We
mean,
looked
presuming
around
if y'all
here,
went
so,
for
like-
that, if you went for the pillars, I'd assume you would go for the big structure in the center.
Yeah, we looked around up here, so
You
I
see
think we might have.
Ooh.
the same items, except for the four-legged pot has a fire in it,
Pretty.
and above
More
it you see the symbols for hand, feather, pine cone, stick,
Leave it.
kind of in a
Like
line.
this? Does it look like this thing?
There you go.
Very much the symbols are absolutely referenced. Or are you talking about the semi-structure?
No, I'm not. It's thing up here.
Oh yeah, you kind of take a look at it, and
Like that's probably the bottom.
that has 4 legs right there, and that has 4 legs right there. And obviously, there was some kind of fire in this at one point.
Boys.
So now, should we burn stuff in that pot, or should that pot go on top of the pedestal?
This one thinks we should light this fire down here. It's very dark.
Take. Yes.
Hey, one of you with a torch can go light it. We've got 2 torches lit. I think.
Do I have it? Do I have a torch? Let me see.
Eric's got a torch lit at least.
Got nothing.
I've got my torch. I'm down here with Rajit.
I mean, I could firebolt it. But that's
Is there a pine cone and a stick around?
Yeah, you can certainly take like a minute and go find the necessary pine cone and stick. Feather, you may have to hunt a little bit for more, but there's often birds of prey and avians around, so it's not common.
Also, can I Yama as like hey, you guys cool with me going and just grabbing a little bit of moose flesh to throw into this thing as well? I'm trying to figure out exactly what we need. So I'm thinking the pine cone, the stick, the feather, and it says severed hand, but I'm hoping maybe any meat will do. What's the last thing I'm forgetting? What's the...
So in order, it's a stick, pine cone, the 4-legged pot, the feather, and then literally what looks like a hand with a bone sticking out of the wrist.
Okay.
Would the pot fit on top of that pedestal?
That was kind of breaking up there. One more time?
Would the pot fit on top of the pedestal here?
No, much too big for that. Not the right height either.
Okay. If you guys are fine with this, I'd like to take some time to go again hunt down like feathers, pine cones, and what I want to do is I want to put the sticks and pine cones in there in the order that we saw them, light it on fire, add a feather if I'm able to find one, and then throw in a chunk of moose. Does anybody have problem with that?
This one believes this is a good plan.
I mean, it might be any kind of flesh rather than an actual hand.
Rajin will help you find this feather.
Yeah, I think maybe try like one thing first and see if there's any reaction rather than like just kind of doing all of it. Like we do have like somebody down in there. Like if this like starts something bad, you know.
Fair enough.
Did y'all pull Maldron out? Y'all didn't pull Maldron out, did you?
No,
No.
he left me.
Back here? Okay, I'm just wondering.
No, I moved it, so I was figuring, what the hell are you doing? Like,
Maybe where we're at, they should really be able to get to him that we can't see. So don't really need to pull him out.
Absolutely.
All
I'll go
right.
pull them out.
We like hunker down inside there and wait till Modern wakes up. Like we
Hey,
could all get a long rest while Modern wakes up. You know.
Give me
I would like
just a second
to.
here. Just a second so I can set the scene for you.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how. I don't remember
Literally
how much.
probably about a minute.
Like I don't remember how much damage other people took. But if we really need the long rest or not.
I didn't take any damage. By the way, since Water's been down, would that have counted as a short rest for us?
Yeah, if y'all wanted to take some light activity. I mean, we could factor in that if y'all wanted to take a short rest, you could. I'll just bump your time up, so it's about 8 p.m. now.
I kind of think if we're going to rest, we could just maybe just wait until like take a long rest and just wait that way he's up.
I already. Oops.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's fine. It's maybe if we take a long rest, it'll do the same thing anyway. So, like, I don't know. This place wouldn't be difficult to defend as long as those doors don't open. You know.
Yeah. No, I agree.
While everyone is taking that rest, can I investigate for basically look for a feather?
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of factored in that time y'all spent. I'd say, like, you could come back with probably a handful of feathers and quite a few pine cones and sticks. And the hour you also kind of split up and go find the ingredients around here. So you probably have, like, probably about 5 feathers and at least a dozen pine cones. And, sticks are as simple as going up to the tree and plucking one off here.
And then everyone good with moose flesh. I'm not exactly confident in cutting off any of your hands.
I'd say maybe like if you were going to cut into moose, maybe if we're going to try to take it back down and make some money off of it, potentially, like try to get like parts that won't be like missed. Like don't take the good meat. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh, agreed.
and like try not to fuck the hide up too much.
Oh shit.
All right.
Sorry, I'm doing stuff in the background here.
Hold on a second. Moose have a very small tail, so how about what if I cut either tail or ear of moose? Oh no, wait, we want the head.
Yeah, it would do the ear. That ear would mess up our mount.
So what do you think? The small tail?
I mean, yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right.
Gonna be.
You could enter cut off a foot.
It's not gonna be used for anything. You probably take a foot off. Yeah.
Yeah, you could enter take a foot because the foot's kind of like a hand.
All right.
So y'all are kind of coming in. You got a game plan on this moose, and it's going to probably take a few of y'all to, rotate it around and get it in there. Tarek wants to go get Maldron out, and
Maldron's with the moose anyway. Keeping watch. So good job, Maldron.
as you come into here, Tarek, you see this person that's just staring at the moose. And
Oh no!
staring at your slain foe here. And upon seeing you come around, she takes off like a spooked deer.
Fuck! No!
And you hear a large slam emanating from here.
I'll go see how far I can follow her, or I'll call to my companions. Someone was in here with the moose.
What? That is our prize.
Yeah, I'll jump down and run over.
All right. I'm a running as well. Woo!
Don't step on me.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with Modern for a sec.
Where'd it go?
Which way did she go?
Up, he went up this one.
Just see that smooth stone surface that is in front of you, impeding your way. In fact, I'll tell you one further. As you're kind of approaching, maybe it looks a little bit more like this. We'll back these two guys off here just a second. You're coming up to the door, and as you turn the corner here, you see this bright iridescent light that's shining in a pillar right here. And as you turn the corner and take a few steps into it, it disappears and the door slams shut behind. And you can see her just smiling at you from the other side. As the door quickly kind of cuts off your access.
Dark, what's going on? Why are you just standing there?
She escaped through the door and don't seem to be able to follow her.
What door? Go back up and investigate. And I'm assuming that I see absolutely nothing different from last time.
Yeah, it looks completely the same.
You said those moons are carved in on the top?
Mm-hmm.
There's no way to move them or anything?
Nope. Tarek, I'll let you make an Arcana check here for me. May not be your expertise, but maybe, you'll figure something out.
Oh my gosh, dude.
That wonderful halfling luck, did you see it reroll by itself?
Yeah, I did.
You don't need much to glean about what the presence of the light looked like to you, because you're of that kind of nature, or primal nature, being a barbarian yourself. That light looked like moonlight to you.
So when I saw her escape through the door, Rajian standing by, or through the pillar of light?
Through the door. But the pillar of light was surrounding the door.
Got it. So yeah, I'll just explain to everybody what I saw was that there was a pillar of moonlight around the door, and she was able to pass through it and was just smiling at me when she got to the other side.
And you probably heard, even in your tribes, among the shamans and the people that walk the nature path, that there are primalists out there, druids, if you will, in fact, that can call upon the moonlight at will.
Perhaps we should solve the moonlight puzzle. Yes?
You may need to make sure Maldrin comes up here. I'm sure they're a little bit more of a spiritual nature, may have some insight to it.
So, y'all want to like rotate watch while we get a long rest, waiting for our healer to come to?
Yes, this one will make sure Maldrin is okay.
Man, I can't use my second wind on him.
Unfortunately not.
Don't fart on me, please.
Fart in his face. That always wakes Rajin up.
I'll
Okay,
do
let's.
some passive
I'll say-
saves, or you can do some long rest.
Did you say some passive saves?
No, some passive sleeps. Some This is about that time of the night. You gotta want to bunk down. Go ahead.
I'll take first watch. I'm fully healed.
I'm fully healed too. Let's drag Maldron up here. Is this a dead end?
As far as you can tell, yeah.
And that way we can kind of keep this corner as our area in case they come back and somebody comes back out.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'll take first watch. Rowan.
Bunk down for the night. You kind of split your watches in the effort of kind of having a nice little bonfire and camp scene here.
Do I need to roll anything for watch events?
It's funny because as you kind of chill here, you occasionally see like a critter poking around. Like, you know, a 30 minutes you may see like a pair of hares that come in here. And they see you and they run away, or like some birds that swoop in and out. You don't see anything threatening. There's even a deer at some point that kind of sniffs the air and smells you passively as a group, and just bounds out of there quickly to the south. But
I have a suspicion. Can I make an animal handling check or nature check or something? Because can I make a nature check, because that sounds like that seems quite suspicious that these animals keep coming in and ducking out.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we know that there's druids.
Yeah.
Are they coming from the door on the right? On the outside?
Occasionally you see some coming from down there, and like they catch a light of your torch and go bounding the opposite direction, or you see them kind of come out here and peer you, looking for a second, looking at them, and bound out of fear. It's never hostile actions, but it's
They're not coming from the left or anything.
Nah, nothing like that. No, it's definitely, and it's not in like huge droves either. It's, you may see a pair of finches or a pair of birds occasionally, just things like that. Rowan, you really can't piece together why this would be happening. Just that it seems like animals are attracted to this place.
Do any of them seem to be looking at the moose? Do any of them seem to be giving extra attention to the moose?
No, not really. It's more they're not afraid of the disposal of the moose. They're more hesitant based off of y'all's presence here.
You say the rabbits aren't threatening, but I did hear of a bard, Montel Python, that told of a quest for a golden cup. And there was quite a fierce rabbit in his tail.
Unfortunately, that may be a story for another day, depending on how y'all handle this. But presuming y'all would kind of bunk down for a long rest here. The events other than the occasional passing animal are the only thing that's really happened here. You guys even see a polar bear at some point that, the watch is almost about to wake everyone up, but it just kind of scratches itself against this thing and treads back down to the south. The night is unremarkable other than that. It's too early. Let me back that up.
So I'm glad that we still got to rest through a polar bear. I guess the watch didn't see anything frightening about that.
Oh, that was a good sleep. What did I miss?
Malgin's
There
just
was a crazy rabbit woman that tried to take your head. Rajin
shit.
scared her off, though. Don't worry.
Hey, Maldron, how's your runic knowledge?
How is my runic knowledge, DM?
I
He
think
can't-
you're way more insightful than you are intelligent.
I am, but how's my runic knowledge? God.
I don't think it would be very good, considering it's an intelligence-based Arcana check.
Not a damn clue.
Oh, no. All right, well, there goes my plan. I figured the guy that wears one might be able to tell us what these are on the door.
Here's the thing. I don't know. I know Dwarvish runic. I don't know Elvish runic. You know what I mean?
That does
that's
kind of
right.
make sense.
Wait, I'm a high elf and I don't know about this.
Probably know it.
So wait,
Sorry, what was that? There, Nikel, you were breaking up a little bit.
Oh, I was saying the modern, like if it was Elvis Rowan would know it.
And I don't think you would necessarily know this. This is probably not in your wheelhouse.
Okay.
I
This
am
is-
also in theory an elf.
What about theory?
I said I am also in theory an
Oh yeah, in theory, an elf or a halfling. You're breaking up real bad, dude. It's like the connection's not strong enough or something.
in that. I don't. Let me check.
Yeah. So
Is the mic really far away from your mouth?
No, it's in my internet. I think. Like it goes in and out.
like it may just not be in the best spot, or it may just have something blocking it in between you and the modem. It seems better now, though.
Yeah, it goes. It kind of goes in and out. I think like it's occasionally the connection just drops off real bad.
Yeah, that makes sense. But it's clear now, so. Yeah, Maldron kind of wakes up here. It's oh god, I think I have y'all set to the wrong month. Hold on, I do. Hold on.
Want to take like? We want to take like another hour so Audrey can get some hit dice, or
Yeah.
do you want to heal your? Or do you just want to heal yourself?
I mean, to be honest, I mean, if people are fucking with us and you're saying, a bunch of druids are here? That's what I kind of caught.
Well, we saw one. Well, Tark saw one, and then we like sat here while you woke up, and we saw nothing else. So,
What did she look like? Or it? Or whatever the fuck it is?
She looked like an animal covered in fur.
She looked
Oh.
pretty big and she looked pretty wild.
Fur cloak, wildling. Is there a way to recall that picture into the? Is that picture in the Discord? Maybe.
like one person saw it.
I'll bring it up in Foundry because this just shows better.
I was like, Tark's the only one that saw it, so like,
Oh,
That's what he
okay. Yeah,
knows.
good point. Yeah, good point. Tark's the only one who saw it. My bad.
Still, she can kind of describe her. There's nothing against that. She's kind of wild-eyed, almost feral looking, dressed in a bunch of skins, a few what look to be dyed bits of leather and furs kind of draped around her. She's got a few bone ornamentals. It's holding these really wicked-looking scythes or daggers. You're not really quite sure what they are, but she had them at her.
Look like
They
scimitar.
almost look like icicles.
Mhm.
Is she, medium size?
Yep, she.
I'm a halfling, so I'm assuming she was bigger than me, but was she significantly larger than medium or medium size?
And she's obviously humanoid. You can tell that. Like she's maybe 5'8", 5'9".
Okay, well. Also, I do believe we're being as like a. Like I said, I couldn't figure out like we just got animal visitors, but I personally would not have thought because of my low check. I wouldn't have thought that they were druids. I would have just thought they were weird animals.
Maldrin will look in his underneath his armor on his chest, and you go, "Ooh, alright, well, that's not good."
Here, to be honest, like, if you guys really want to fuck with these guys, I'm all for it. But if that's the case, I'm gonna use a spell on myself. But then I only have one more spell slot left, so it's really up to you guys. What do you want to do?
Well, I mean, we can't get to them, so like fucking with them is kind of up to them.
Yeah, I do have an idea. I do have an idea to test out. I have a theory about what those symbols may mean, but if it goes pear-shaped, that could be bad.
Actually,
You also are getting up. Sorry to interrupt you there, Nikhil. Maldrin, as you're getting up, you are a cleric. Like, if you have access to identify or detect magic or whatever in your spell list, you could certainly
Well, what I
ask
can
your
do
deity
is
for access for it.
I can ask my god, but here's the thing: I have to meditate for 10 minutes and then pray to him really hard for another 10 minutes, and then I'll be able to cast Identify or Detect Magic.
I've got.
I mean, we just decided for 8 hours, so another 20 minutes would probably be fine. Like,
One more time.
finding out the mirror. So we've already sat here for 8 hours. Like another 20 minutes would probably be fine.
All right, I'm gonna start rubbing my hands together, crisscross applesauce, and pray really hard.
Machine will pray with you.
I'm going back to check this mirror out.
Well, I don't have more. See if it's meant.
You're kind of breaking
mirror,
up
but-
again. You may have to type it out, bud. It's like it's getting real hard to hear you.
And then should I update on D&D Beyond, or on, and then do the
Exactly that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, did somebody level up?
No,
We
no.
change spells. I'm praying to my god really hard on this one, guys.
All right. What were you saying there, Nikhil? Let's see if it came through better.
Switched my internet to a different thing. I was there. That's what I was like. Have
Yeah, that's.
Modern look at the mirror once he gets to take magic up. You know.
You sounded much clearer all of a sudden.
I
So
usually run through my iPad. I switched it to my phone, and I don't know if that'll make any difference or not. But we'll find out.
I'm still 1 HP, correct?
correct.
Okay.
I mean, you could finish out with a short rest and say you take an hour and roll some hit die when you're done.
Okay, I'll do that.
So just hit the button in the lower right-hand corner of your character portrait, where you can hit short rest, and it may prompt you to do the same.
All right, I'm gonna roll 2. Or do you do the roll only 1 hit dice per hour?
I usually run like pretty raw. If I run rules about something, I may tweak it. But in this instance, you can roll as many hit dice as you want per short rest. You get half as many as your character level back on a long rest.
Okay, so the question is, I could roll 2 hit dice, and I'll only take 1 short rest for for this game until I get long rest. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then when you long rest, you'll get 1 hit die back. You'll take 2 long rests to get them both back. Now, if you were level 3, you would get 2 back. But
Oh, nice. That's a good amount of healing.
Yes. I prayed him really hard and he was very generous.
Alright, I'm gonna do the 10 minutes and cast detect magic.
okay.
And that won't consume a spell slot if I meditate.
Correct.
Good old ritual casting.
Where do I put this template? Can I put it on my token or?
Yeah, you can. Give it 1 second before you do. Alright, you're free to fire it now.
Holy shit, I can see everything. No, I'm playing.
Immediately, though, these statues are coming across as magical. And well, I'll just keep an approximate radius around you. I'm not going to keep that thing attached to you.
How are they giving off magic, or like, is it like bad aura, or is it more like it's just on a standstill, like stasis?
It's enchantment magic.
Just let anyone know in the room, don't panic. These statues are enchanted. So there is some type of magical property surrounding these statues.
You almost sense that it tugs at the senses and the I mean, given the power they're giving off here and the position of them as you kind of move around the room, this one's coming off as magic as well. So all 3 of these in here are magic. They look much like the ones that are on the outside too.
Here to the mirror. Head over to the mirror. See if it's.
Yeah, I'll head
The mirror.
over to the first mirror I could see, which is this one.
The mirror is giving off a powerful presence of divination magic.
Definitely like a looking glass of some sort, probably.
Has anyone tried to smash in these mirrors?
No, I don't. That's a good idea. We don't know what it is. Check out the doors. Like, check out this door. Is it?
Oh, there's a door? Oh, that's interesting. All right, I'll go around.
It's much in the same aspect. This door has a second half moon engraved or embossed on the top of it with intricate stone patterns kind of surrounding the entryway. There are no discernible handles. It's airtight. No way to wedge a crowbar in. No way to grip it. No hinges.
Can I look around the door as if there's any type of footprints besides ours or animal type of creatures? From what they're saying, they're all druids here.
All you really see is, you obviously see the humanoid footprints, but you don't really see any that exist beyond this chamber. It's various animal prints, most of which seem to be old at this point.
Well, we got 2 options. We could stay here and be really confused, or we could all rest up, get our reward for killing the damn moose, hanging that fucker on our building, then come back here, kick some ass.
We don't have any way to get the moose back. So if we leave, it's probably not going to be here when we get back.
We'll cut off the head.
Yes, this one believes we should cut off the head. A nice trophy.
Not carrying it.
Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, we really do not have anything with us that would help.
As you guys are kind of huddled in this chamber. Oh, hold on. Go ahead.
You know what? Can we we can skin the moose. Like we could take the head. We could skin and have the pelt.
We could get the pelt and probably the head. Like either Bob or Hard, you're not strength, are you? Maldry can carry it,
A
probably.
nice rug for our home.
As you guys are just kind of hanging out here, about every few seconds, you start to see these little puffs.
Is Maldron's detect magic still going?
And these are definitely magical in nature as they're coming up, and as each one kind of pops off, you hear. And the chamber starts to be filled with this just absolutely horrid smell.
Gosh. Maldron.
My
What
torch
the
is
hell
still
did
lit.
you
It's Ronan.
eat?
He does second wind.
That's not what that means. Quick question: does anything start happening to my flame as this gas is? Because I still have a torch. Anything happening to my flame as this gas goes off?
Oh no.
No, nothing like that. It's not interacting with the physical in the least. But you definitely smell it kind of permeating the air. It's almost like a skunk.
Well, let's see.
Could we have gleamed? Would Tarek have been able to have gleamed at all what like potential race the person he saw was?
Just that it looked humanoid. Not, I mean, you're not even sure if it wasn't like a, like a tabaxi or a drow or anything like that. But, you
Yeah, I was
can really
thinking
tell that
maybe
it's
they had like dark lights is what I was thinking.
definitely more on like the human end of the spectrum than anything else.
If we think they're human, I'm going to use prestidigitation and knock out the torches.
What torches?
The one Tarek and Rowan are both carrying.
Boom, torch out.
I'm just thinking if it's potentially them, if they're human, they can't see if we kill a light.
Absolutely.
And then I don't really have anything else to do. If anybody has an idea,
Like I said, my thought on as far as that goes, I feel like the pelt would be pretty easy to transfer.
I think as you're kind of sussing out the pelt and reacting to what's going on here, you hear the sound of rolling stone that's emanating suddenly from here. And someone calls out, "You will leave this temple, or I will call the wrath of Auriel upon you all."
You mean that fart machine that was earlier?
I want to run up this direction and try and see if I can see somebody.
She said,
Can I roll history? Since
For?
because he said Ariel.
I mean, you would know pretty well around here about Auriel. She's the Frostmaiden. She's the one that flies on the bird every night that you guys can see that casts some crazy magic. Nikel, you can see her coming out from here.
Oh shit.
And as she sees you, she begins chanting something.
What do any of us recognize the language?
I will give you the ability to take your reaction to either press in or back out, depending on what you would like to do right now, Nikel.
Does it look like she's trying to retreat, or does it like she's just standing there chanting something? Like, do I feel like she's trying to shut the door?
The door is open for her at the moment, and she is casting something at this very second.
Run. Just run.
I don't really want to run, but I don't know
Does
what we're
anybody
getting
have
into.
Does anybody have a counter spell?
We're not up nearly high enough level for that.
We're not level 5 boys.
Um, I want. I'm going to establish a telepathic link with her, and then back up.
Okay. So is this, are we going deep with her? Or are we just bonding?
We're going-
Oh no, it's just connected. We can just talk to each other.
Okay. So usually, like, you would initiate a conversation if you're doing this kind, I think. Kind of backing out as you do so.
Yeah, I'm gonna back up and be like, "What are you doing?"
And you just hear a voice scream at you back that says, 10 towns will be destroyed, if not by my hand, then by the Frostmaidens. And
That-
emanating at the space where you're at, all of a sudden, wait just a second. Excellent.
Oh no. Oh no.
Think of it as an appetizer course for this person, guys.
We gotta get
Just
out.
set this real quick.
Gotta get out. We gotta get out. We gotta get out. We gotta get out. We have to get out.
Come bounding out of here, almost pushing you back a little bit, Mikhail.
Oh shit!
Fuck. 3. Holy shit! What is that? Saber-tooth tigers? Well, nice knowing y'all.
As these come out, she cries out one last time, "You will leave now. Do not return here." At this point, you can take her offer, or I will put you all into initiative.
What do you say, gentlemen? Do we fight or do we flee?
Ooh.
From the look of that, I think we should probably step out.
I don't recognize this creature at all.
I think,
Men, they're large. I think we should probably step out.
Ugh.
Listen,
good kitty.
gentlemen,
Good kitty.
I don't want to lose my friends again, and I really like you guys so much. I think we should fuck off right now. Live another day.
All right.
as you guys kind of back away from the cats, they almost take a formation. And they're bodying y'all out of here.
Yeah, I have.
Bouncing.
Yeah, I have a link with her for 2 minutes. As long as we're within 3 miles.
She's laughing in her head. She's saying to herself that she'll kill every last person in Lonelywood if she has to avenge the death.
Death of what?
She says, "Don't you deny what you did. All of you will be buried for killing her."
Oh my god, we're talking about the fucking.
Killing who? The moose?
The
Was she in the moose? It wasn't
You
Joe.
just,
This
you
should
just
be in
keep,
my head.
you just
You all
keep
wouldn't hear it
seeing
right
this picture in her head that's it's this person you obviously seen, and she's like tending to something in a box, and you see it behind the door that she was basically standing in, kind of piecing it together in your mind, where there's some kind of box in there she covets in her head. She's obsessed with it. It's running through her mind as something of the highest honor, of duty, of sacrifice, of preservation, of every pinnacle of Ariel's tenets and reverence to whatever this box is.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
You can't see.
Okay, I'll be like, can we at least take the moose with us?
Too late. We fucked off.
Give me a persuasion.
Leave, just let us have our prize. Like,
Give me a persuasion. She says, Ariel honors a fair hunt and tells you to wait outside the statues. And sure
like
enough,
not where I'm at. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll head out here.
Sure enough, in about a few minutes here, you see the crag cats pulling the carcass of the moose together out. They come and basically drag it over, leaving this bloody trail down to the south, and just drop it right here at the entrance. Before they turn around, and one of them just growls at the group. They kind of start walking confidently back into the chamber.
Yeah, all right. Back.
If
Okay.
it took a few minutes, I can't talk anymore. So, okay, so I talked to her, and she's kind of crazy and really likes Oriole. But she let us have the moose.
So it probably wasn't
we
the
should
moose
probably,
she was upset about.
No, she's upset about us. She's upset about somebody killing someone that she wants to kill basically everyone now.
Your stumble into a moose may have peeled the onion layer back a little while.
So I think we should probably I don't know, put this thing real fast and leave.
Yes.
Before they change their mind,
Yeah, so a Pelton Head, is that what we've gone with?
Yeah, I'd say Pelton Head, and I mean if we can carry any meat, but we don't have that. Getting the head is gonna be tough as it is. So.
What's the check on that? On how successful we are with butchering this?
I think if you were going to drag it back, it'd be like a combined strength thing, really. I mean, between y'all, you have, what's that, 29?
Maybe will we be able to just
37,
pull a whole moose?
55?
I was thinking cut it out.
I mean,
if we can drag the moose, how long of a distance is that?
It's maybe like an hour. You'll have let's say 2 hours for difficult terrain and factoring in it's so big, but y'all would be able to do it. You have 55 strength plus amongst all of you dragon, so
Yeah, and I have we can do ropes and stuff to make it a little easier. And
The only thing
yeah, we
boys,
can just
have
drag
to
the
be
whole thing.
concerned
Why
about
not?
is any other saber beast tigers out in the wild. That's the only thing.
Well, I mean, those things were summoned. I don't think we really have to worry about those things.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about out in the wild besides the crazy bitch.
I'm down to try to drag this thing. I think we'll get a much better reward that way.
Yeah, if we can drag a thing, we get at least then we can sell all of it rather than just some random pieces.
Or who knows?
Or we can just mount the whole thing and just have a giant moose statue in the end.
We'd have meat and taxidermy moves. We could have meat and then get a taxidermied, or whatever the equivalent of taxidermy is in this world.
Gentle repose, I think. It's a terrible DM joke. It'd probably take like 2 hours to charge yourself back to Lonelywood if you're going to save Grace and leave. Whatever you came against in here obviously is throngs of magic ahead of you guys. They summoned a full pack of cats like it was no business to them.
Yeah, I'm down for dragging.
All right,
Yeah,
I'll
I
get
mean,
the rope
I'm
ready.
Yeah, I'm sure that Mizzy would do something with the meat if we bring everything back.
Yes. Rajin will help.
Yeah, let's drag it back.
Alright, so y'all pull the moose back to Lonelywood here. It's probably still early in the day. It's probably about noon. It's light out when y'all are making it back there. Pull up our map real quick.
Oh, shut the fuck up, you piece of shit.
There's a few passerbys, but as soon as you guys kind of break into Lonelywood, the first one that sees all of you dragging this large white moose into town is looking at you. And goes, by all that is right in the Dale, have you killed the grand white moose?
Nah, sleeping.
And they're, no, you just look at the size of it. It starts calling out from the streets, the great white moose is dead! Long live the heroes of Lonelywood! And there's
I
not
just
many
kind of,
here,
I just kind of elbow Rowan. Did you hear that? We are heroes.
but you see, as people are shouting in the street, there may be like a few homesteads that are poking their heads out of the windows and seeing this carcass. Like people are bundling up, and within 5 minutes, there's a small crowd of maybe 10 or a dozen people that are around you guys.
Come on.
They're asking you questions, and they're asking if they can look at the moose. And they're just completely enamored with you all bringing this into here.
Lonelywood.
Yes, you see, Rajin jumped into the fray, and the white moose tried to kill us all. But Rajin was not scared. No, this one jumped on its back and strangled the moose to death with his bare hands.
Can I roll to see if the
no.
how hard I roll my eyes makes me take psychic damage?
I think that's a will save or a wisdom save. Dad jokes are wisdom saves. You guys, by the time you're getting this over to, yeah, you take double psychic damage.
What is that? A D4 from?
Dad jokes are at least D12s.
Oh my god.
So you guys are, I mean, by the time you pulled the things over to Nimsy, or at least in your general vicinity, you maybe have like 20, 25 people for a town this small that are, cheering you along the way. Nimsy comes out, keeping her children inside for safety, but bundling up, and kind of trots over and adjusts her glasses a little bit. She goes, by my word, you've done it, haven't you? You actually killed the moose. This is most excellent news. Congratulations.
Thank you. It was a very hard fight fought by this one.
I can imagine so. The village of Lonelywood will be looking forward to some peace.
In the meat.
No thanks
The
is
village of
necessary.
The village of Lonelywood could look forward to how large would you say this moose is?
It's very large. It's the size of at least 4 people. So
Look, the village of Lonelywood is about to have a very busy butcher.
Absolutely. I can tell you right now, I'll buy it off you for 50 gold. I'll even let you keep the head as a prize. Just for the meat, of course. You can keep the pelt.
That sounds reasonable. So that sounds reasonable to me. But of course, this is a group decision.
Yes, the pelt and the head. We would like the head taxidermied as well.
I suppose I could have somebody work on that for you. Yeah, if we have a deal. This will certainly feed many homes in this small village for quite a while.
Yes. This is good. Taxidermy the head so that we can mount it on our wall.
She goes, right, of course I will. She starts to, pick out a few of the homesteads in the crowd. Roger, get Mary and Josephina, and go tell your husband that I've got a fairly big butchering job for him to do.
she's kind of barking orders to get this thing processed in a timely manner.
She says, right, well, let's get about your payment. Come inside, will you?
Of course. This would call for a feast, no?
Certainly. When we get done processing the beast, though, it may be a day or two. I hope you understand.
Of course. Take your time.
So Nimsy would lead you back to her house. Kind of
Have everyone have a seat. She goes, right, well, we have the 100 gold for the moose being disposed of.
She kind of reaches into her little pocketbook over here and pulls out 10 platinum coins and sets them down.
And then we have the actual moose meat itself.
She takes another 5 and sets them down.
And, were you interested in the ramshackle?
Yeah, we wanted to take it over.
She kind of reaches in her bosom and pulls out this key and puts it on the table.
We can have it serviceable, at least habitable, for the price of 100 gold in materials. Would you like to take care of that now?
Ooh.
We have 50 gold to spare, gentlemen. I do think allowing us to continue our quest while we provide employment to this city would be noble.
Yeah, I think just put the 100. We just got straight into it.
She goes, right, and then, should you want to actually buy the furniture and the furnishings for the inside, we could arrange that as well, right now.
You almost see her smirking through her wise beyond years as you've kind of realized that, yeah, you get the ramshackle, but suddenly Lonelywood is getting a nice little boom in business here, too.
Yes, that'll be like another 50 for the furniture.
Well, I'm afraid there's not much left. If we're talking about you want a kitchen and a storeroom and a full bar setup, I'm assuming, and really beds for your guests, furniture, of course, doors, replacing the walls. I was thinking more in line with 150 gold, but they'll be of the finest quality.
150 gold.
It's a lot more smaller pieces, a lot more man work involved. Simple things like planks and building materials are able to be mass-produced, but finite, more carved things require more delicacy and craftsmanship.
May we perhaps one moment allow me to have a discussion with hit here.
So basically, all in all, it's 100 to make it livable. If y'all want the point where like it'll start turnkey making money, you can dump 250 into a total.
Do we have to? What's our group gold look like?
Do we have 150 that we?
Everybody got 50 gold, right?
You guys would need basically 100 to throw in altogether. 20 gold.
How? Can I try to persuade her to perhaps not hire lesser craftsmen, of course, but perhaps if there's we can reclaim some furniture from areas around here. In fact, if any locals were killed by the moose, I mean, we could use some of their furniture in their honor as respect at our New Moose Head Lodge.
I'm gonna try to aid him in this persuasion.
I'll guidance him.
So
Yes,
what does that allow me to do?
This will allow you to roll an advantage with an added 1d4 for the guidance.
Okay.
As you see, my friend Maldrin has severed. Blah. He has
Oh, okay. That's
severe trauma from
25. How's that?
Yeah, it really got to me, and I prayed to my God, and I was like, Lord, let me live another night so I can be in a nice, lovely home built by you.
She looks sad for a moment, and she goes, well, if you wanted to take the belongings from the family of the people that died to the moose, I suppose you could do that if you really wanted to. I don't think you would make many friends, though. My better recommendation, rather, seeing it as an investment. I think your presence in Lonelywood could cause a business to thrive here once again. All I'm asking you is for a little bit of a faith payment, a little bit of investment into the town. Let the workers work.
How about a small installment for now, then?
I would counter and say that if you would like to expedite the process, you could certainly work the woods with the craftsmen as well and produce the goods.
Are any of us particularly skilled at that?
I wouldn't say particularly skilled, but if I'm saying you guys take a 10-day to get this all repaired, and we have 5-6 adventurers helping out, that's enough for me to be like, all right, it'd take 5 days for y'all to bang out all this furniture. We go through the 80s montage scene of, she works hard for the money, and everybody's working the forest over here and cutting wood and cutting furniture. And at the end of the 5 days, we come out with
working for this. We have like all of us put like half our gems into the party loot. Like we should have like 240 gold worth of geodes in the party loot.
Yeah, I have 8 in my possession right now.
All right, so you guys, you said with party gold that's 240 that we have immediately.
And we would only need to take 10 of it out. We still have 14 of them left. That would cover that.
Sorry, you broke up.
I thought each of us were putting like half blood, but we all got 8. I thought I was putting half into the party loot. So like that would mean we'd have 24, 240 gold.
So bad, I can't hear him.
Okay, so you said we have 240 gold in there right now.
We have 24 geodes that are 10 gold each. So yeah, like 240.
Okay, I'll throw in another 10. I'll throw in another 10 out of pocket.
Well, we only need 100 more. So like we don't have 10 of them.
Yeah, all you need to do is take the 100 out of the party fund because you have 150 gold sitting on the table as a
result. Yeah, 150. Yeah, she just gave us 150, so we need to add 100 to that.
How much did the dog statue cost? Would that cover it?
10 gold. So y'all are literally at 250 in your party fund right now. So this would take 100 away, leave 150 for you guys.
I also have a Grick beak.
She says, do you want me to send that to the taxidermy?
Does it smell?
I'm
Yeah,
asking the
it's
DM.
it's like probably gross at this point. It's kind of lopsided.
Should I
I would
just
say we
check this
just take
thing,
10
boys?
out of the. I don't know what you would do with it. I mean, maybe you could get somebody to like make a weapon with it and stab people with it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'll just.
Is the Grick beak more like bone, or is it more like kind of like cartilage type of, like an actual legit beak?
Yeah, it's an actual legit beak, like a large, oversized bird.
Yeah, I'll probably just like, if it's starting to smell bad and. Nah,
I mean,
I
you can
think
clean up the beak and mount it if you really want. It just needs to be, taken care of.
I'll probably just do that then. I'll do that on my own. I won't. I'll try my best. If I can't do it, then I'll just toss it.
It wouldn't be much of a service. You may be talking like 5 silver to get it done.
Yeah, fuck it.
And I'll just give it to her, and I'll take 5 silver from my personal bank.
All right. So we've got the gold covered with it covered with the gold loot. You said with the loot. Sorry. You said with the loot that we have, we've got the price of that covered.
Now we have to start thinking about things with.
I was going to ask about
because this will get you beds and stuff. But like, if y'all want liquor, you may well go talk to Lonelywood and see if you can secure a contract.
Yeah, I wanted to find out. I want to know quickly how much would it cost for employment? Just like if we need a barmaid and maybe like 2 ruffians for security.
I have this all spun out to the point like it'll make y'all sick. So factored into the upkeep of a business is having your hirelings already in there. So it's not like you have to factor in their wages or anything. And then once you get to a certain service level, you break even, basically.
How long is it going to take to like fix this up? Like,
it'll be done in a 10-day with the money
okay,
set
so
down
we've
on the
got.
table, which would be literally, if it's the 4th, it'll be done on the 14th.
Okay, so I would say we could probably go do something else and then come back and worry about hiring people.
Well, we're here. We're going to help them with building it, aren't we?
Well, no, we paid the full amount, so we don't need to help.
Unless y'all just want to speed up the process, y'all can certainly just leave this in their hands and be like, yo, have fun, go work.
Yeah.
And then Nimsy is, for the sweet little lady she is kind of played this completely in her, in her own boon here. She's got you guys to take out the moose. You've taken down a rundown piece of property. You're throwing money into it that her town directly benefits from.
Is there a chance that I can also real quick before we head out? What would you say if I want some of the furniture to be made with some fabrics that as a tailor I have a certain recommendation on fabrics with curtains and furniture.
This is where at the end of the session, so I have an artist I really like. Their name's Gabriel Picard. They make really badass looking assets that I'm a big fan of collecting. Before I started professional DMing, like I was making hella money, and anytime I saw a pack of theirs I wanted online, I bought it. I know I paid this person's rent probably at least twice at this point through buying their assets over the years. But I have a double furniture pack of theirs that is just about every shade of furniture and bedding from like red, purple, yellow, green, blue, whatever the hell you want. And this is the great thing about y'all getting invested in here is like I will let you tailor this place as much as you want. You can build onto it. You can build a business. You can just have it in the background looking pretty. You can literally do what you want with this building if you just tell me what you want from it. If that makes sense.
Does anybody have an idea for the theme? Like we're gonna have the moose head, like a name and a theme. Anybody?
Well, the thing
Definitely
is,
gonna-
we have our moose, right?
It's definitely gonna have to be a rustic theme,
True.
right?
Yeah, maybe something to do with the antlers. Maybe like I don't know, the antler bar or something. If that's going to be our plaque.
The
Well,
great white moose.
you do know that the material that covers antlers is called felt. Sorry again, Taylor.
All right. Well,
I personally think
White
that.
Moose Lodge.
oh, there you go.
That may be a group name right there.
The white mooses.
What?
The plural is just moose.
Great white meese.
White Moose Lodge. That's definitely the place.
Yeah.
As for the name, I don't know. Like the name of our group, I don't know, but the place.
The tankards, because we own
We
a
can be the
liquor
be the
business.
great white meese.
Do you need to explain how plurals work?
Plural of moose is meese.
Rajin and his group of misfits.
Regardless, it's a good time for you guys to talk about breadcrumbs that you have out there. And if y'all are looking to set your eyes on the road and go do some stuff, what's next on the table?
Okay. Well, the furthest.
It is just moose.
Have we done the lantern in this
It
town?
is actually just moose. Well, I've always heard it's meese.
I think they may have done it initially, but they didn't get a result out of it.
I think it actually is just moose.
Yep.
So we could be the great white moose.
We could also table this at the moment. Did somebody say something about lighting the lantern? Just kind of checking how we're doing. I do know that the furthest thing we do have business in Caer Konig, and that is a trek.
I was just about to mention the Koenig thing.
I think we should
we need to go to Bryn Shander for the person's medicine, which is much closer, right?
Yeah,
where do we need to go for the medicine?
Bryn Shander.
Yeah, so that's much closer. And then we have to come back this way, which makes sense.
We should also ask around Lonelywood and Tourmaline if anybody knows anything about these wild people that we encountered in the druid or whatever she was that we encountered in the cavern, in the temple.
Good idea.
How long would it take us to go from here all the way to Caer Konig?
So we're going to Caer Konig because what's the breadcrumb y'all heard about? Just to kind of refresh.
Invisible robbers.
Yeah, so they've got kind of assailants that are stealing supplies out of there. Don't y'all also have another one for Dinnerbowl, if I'm not mistaken?
We have
I don't remember that. What was that?
We have a sick speaker somewhere, but I don't know where it was.
It's supposedly the speaker in Caer Dinnerbowl hasn't been seen for a while. The people that are in the castle now just telling people that he's sick.
Okay, so it's Caer Konig. So we have two things over there. So how long would it take us to go from Lonelywood all the way to Caer Konig?
Roughly 22, 23 hours. If you can pull out your ruler to kind of get an idea of it. Use Control left click to kind of ping around the map. But if you stick to the roads, you can see it's quite a distance to get over there.
I was thinking if we do that, we could do both of those jobs potentially, and in all of these towns, we could spread word that there's a new tavern opening up.
Oh,
you guys
have, yeah, we could do that.
Oh man, what an entrepreneur!
That's a badass thing to do, actually.
It is.
Yes, and there will be an in-house tailor.
You have roughly 38 miles between Lonelywood and Caer Konig on the Trenton path.
I definitely say just because of that thought, we should definitely take the long way and go and take the roads.
At the same time, if y'all guys are talking about a tavern, you're really just an inn right now because you need liquor.
Yeah, true.
Well, we can hit it. Well, we can hit it in good mood
Well,
too. Like,
we can source it on the way. We do need to stop by Burn Shander.
yeah, but we can hit it. Well, we go down. We hit it in good mood and then head up to Karen Koenig
We
even.
could also probably hire a courier if we happen along some money along the way.
I mean, if we get to one of the bigger towns, like, we might be able to get. We have enough money. We could probably get a cart, which is speed travel up some, right? Like, so we could probably get a cart and like a horse or something potentially.
It's roughly, you guys could go that method for hauling, or you have to think it's 50 gold for sled dogs per dog, or you guys can buy axe beaks for the same price, which are like mountable birds, basically. Think of them as like D&D's version of chocobos.
So how many sled dogs will we need for a sled to carry? Like, would that carry all of us, or will we need like more than one sled?
You'd probably need a big sled to be able to carry someone, because you'll probably need at least one driver and then 5 people to bank on the actual structure plus the weight of the structure. So I'm going to say probably about 8 to 10 dogs. The benefit of that is that you can haul things. If you go with the birds, it's probably going to be cheaper, but you're bound to the individual strength of the birds per rider. And even then, like, you're going to have a place to care for them. You need to, that may be a modification you might have to put in immediately. If you want birds, you got to have a place to house them, feed them, keep them in downtime.
We can all afford it. Yeah, well, we probably could, but it'd be like all our money.
And at the same rep, y'all are still in that small first part of your adventuring arc. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying, think about where you are in your.
It is the early stages. I see what he's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have the money for it anyway. Like we do,
don't.
but it would be everything we have. At like
We definitely don't need to like make this shit freaking a bachelor pad like right out the gate.
At least have some money to pay for our employees if we're gonna run this business.
Yeah.
Very much so. So there's opportunities for growth, and definitely as you guys kind of peel back more and more layers here, you'll get more ingrained in what's going on, and hooks in type of thing. I call it the buy-in.
I have to use the bathroom real quick, you guys. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it'll take like 2-3 minutes. Get a refresh on your drinks, do what you need to do, stretch, all that good stuff, and we'll come back and get back to it and see where we wind up.
I was going to suggest, if anyone's still around, the only thing that probably is time consuming is the man with the medicine.
Even that, I think, like,
well, one of these, we're gonna have to stop and rest in one of these towns anyway. Burn Shander's about its halfway point.
I think like they would be able to courier that out just from the generosity of you guys. Y'all have kind of paid for that a few times over with your gold piece that you left her last time. She's set on that. She won't even have to leave home to get it. But just a thought. I'm gonna step away myself a second.
I think we can kind of take a moment and all the towns like stop in and just be like, "Hey, a new inn's opening up."
I was going to ask if maybe spend an extra 2 gold to make like parchment paper, or at least like some type of paper, and advertise for our business to go around each town passing out shit.
So they like put up a flyer in like the taverns in each inn real quick as we go through.
Yep, exactly. At least like a good 20 pieces of paper with our logo on it or something.
That would cost us. Paper, 1 sheet. 2 silver.
So we spent about what, 5 gold on that? Give us at least about.
Well, in every town we should light the lamp anyway as we pass through. One town at least we're gonna have to actually go in and see if we're going to need to actually go in and see what's it called? We're going to see if the fairy lamp lights up. So we need to stop in every town anyway, and like I said, at least one town we need to lodge for the night, because I don't think we're going to travel 24 hours straight.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to risk that.
Oh, I figure we probably make it to Brinchander one day, and then maybe we have 10 days until the thing's built, so we have plenty of time. Like if we get to Brinchander in a day, potentially take another day just to get the good meat and see about getting alcohol. And then go to like Karen Denival after that.
Yeah, well, that depends on the liquor we get too, and then if we have to cart that shit back, because I don't.
I mean, if we're gonna get like a supply, they should be running it up there. Like they can't expect us to come down there every couple of days to get a new supply. You know,
That's true.
like that would be a poor business.
So that means we definitely need to hire a runner for us in the future, so we don't have to keep going back and forth.
I mean, I would assume they have a run. We just like pay for like a deal if they bring however much alcohol every week or whatever. You know, like.
That's true, and since we're in technically summertime, I think like towards the end of the summer we buy double the supply, if it's possible, because I don't know how the winter days are going to be.
Yeah, I mean, once I see how much money we're making through that.
That's true.
All right, where were we? I'm sorry, I'm back.
I just got back myself.
We're just spitballing stuff.
Discussing business.
Yeah, I mean, we spend like 2 gold. It would be 10 pieces of paper. It would be 2 gold. It would be 20 pieces of paper, right? It would be 10. So like 4 gold would be 20 pieces, and we could have like shit like make signs. We were talking about getting some paper and like making like signs to put in like the taverns, like hey, new inn in Lonelywood.
I think you can buy like a book for a certain amount of gold, and that has 50 pages in it.
I'll say the single sheet is like 2 silver.
It probably comes out to about the same, or close.
You buy a book.
I can't remember prices. I always often refer to my master. Have I shown you all my master merchant list?
The book's 25 gold. That would be a lot of page. That would be a lot of paper.
Let me pull it out real quick. This is usually like anytime somebody wants to start talking prices, I usually refer to this. It's 9 pages long, double-sided. And it has kind of infamy on Reddit. You may have seen it if you browse like DM subreddits.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a really good list.
Tattoo availability. High-end clothing.
Is it mostly just like normal prices, or is it like changing?
Yeah, this would be normal. I mean, I don't impose starvation at expensive cost or whatever. It's most like mundane things you would find in Icewind Dale. You know what I mean? There's production, there's trade for it, but things like magical items, that's where the rarity. You don't really see those things kind of slipping through normal hands. But it definitely gets the gears spinning.
That'd be pretty nice. How it's got like where they would be located and stuff too.
Oh, this is amazing! I could definitely use this in my homebrew campaign. Oh my god!
Yeah, this is one of my treasured little finds I've had over the many years of DMing online.
And download. But yeah. So what have we agreed on? Like I said, my personal theory was stop at a. By the way, is that place called Good Mead, or do they have good mead?
It's called Good Mead, and they produce good mead.
Okay, so my thought personally is to at least head to make our way to Burn Shander to rest for the night, and then carry on already the rest of the day. We could see about the business we need to there, and light the fairy lamp in every town along the way.
For getting going rather late in the day. It's already like 9 a.m. when you guys start out on the road. Bryn Shander's only open from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m.
Does this lamp take any oil, or is it a specific oil?
It just takes any oil, and it probably still has like 5 hours of oil in it, at least.
Because I have oil on me if we need more.
I mean, we only turn it on for like a moment every time. I guess if we find something, it'll be a longer, but like.
By the way, if you wanna light that lantern, you can roll me a d4.
Oh.
Yeah, we guys we light it before we leave in case something happened while we were hunting.
Just on your way out of town,
Oh shit.
It's a solid orange flame as you get it lit here and are kind of miffed at it. It's just getting dark too, so.
Yeah, 4. Alright, I like the idea of making signs.
Sorry, you like the idea of what?
Making some like posters, like getting some paper and throwing them in the taverns as we go by through these towns. I don't know if anybody else agrees with that or not. But
Wouldn't it be wiser to do that once we actually have something to serve people?
No, you just tell them
a tavern is still useful. We're not tavern. Inn is still useful. Like,
of course.
How about we do that on the way back, a little closer to opening? Because if they can travel there in a day and they're still under construction,
well, you just put like coming soon. Like
we can tell we know what time it's going to be done.
10 days, right? So then there you go.
Yeah, coming soon on whatever day.
How much would it be to hire an initial, like bare bones, a skeleton crew for the opening in case we're not back in time?
Well, that's what I'm kind of saying is the mechanics I have in place. You may have at a certain tier upkeep that you have to pay per week, and that upkeep is the cost of supplies, the cost of whatever, and at that end of the week, depending on RNGs and some defining factors, will augment a roll to see how much it makes. So you may make a profit, you may lose for a week. You're not really sure.
How much would the initial like skeleton just specifically people to be there if we aren't?
So it's recollection, if I'm pulling back on the lowest tier correctly here, I want to say it's 25 gold a week. I could be wrong on that. I could be thinking it's 25 gold a month, and I'd have to look back on my notes and dig a little bit, but I'm not quite there in terms of preparedness for this round.
Okay, well, you're right. We're still going to be adventuring for a few sessions, so.
Yeah, it's more like I tend to cross bridges when we come to them rather than worry about mechanics of them in the background. That's my style. I'm blessed in the fact that I can ad-lib like that a lot, though. But yeah, the way before us, I mean, y'all still have a bit where you could toss out some welcoming flyers, so you're going to have a grand opening on the 14th, presuming everything goes well, or we could take the more cautious approach at it because there can be ramifications either way. It's really up to the role play and seeing what happens here.
Let's say this. Let's make the paper like 15 days, so we'll give ourselves at least a couple days of preparing if something does go bad.
We could just put a date on the flyers as well.
That's what I'm saying. So
yeah,
putting it 15 days out opposed to 10.
Exactly.
I agree with that sentiment.
Put it like the end of next week, so put it like the 21st.
Lucky number.
Like 21. It should be ready on the 4th.
Exactly.
So that'd be like the start of that week and make it easy on us.
True, and since we're already going on the way, it's there. We don't have to go back and forth.
It gives y'all a big, wide swath of almost like 15 days to fly around with, so.
So we're all
Sounds
in
good to me.
agreement. All right, so at least 20 pieces of paper, right? Is that where we're gonna go with, or we're gonna go like only 10 just to keep it on the cheap side?
I mean, y'all would
Towns
probably
are-
be able to.
How many towns are we gonna pass? Is like,
I mean-
how many towns and towns are we gonna? How many towns are we gonna pass through with message boards? Like, where are we posting these? Is what I'm saying.
I was
Just
thinking
outside of
taverns.
inns.
I was thinking like
Where-
taverns, which like Tourmaline, what?
It could be you could put them in taverns where a lot of people are populating, or you can also put them on job boards
Oh, that's a good idea. Job boards.
because
So you tell us?
everyone's looking for jobs. So when people are getting jobs and making money, they also know, hey, there's this place where you can go spend that money. And
Well, I hope we don't get a lot of "Hey, are you hiring?" type of shit, because that would be really, I don't want to deal with that shit. Unless you guys want to do interviews all day.
We're going through 6 towns. I mean, what you think? Like 3 or 4 per town?
I mean, at least 2 per town, 2 or 3 papers, depending on how big the town is.
Yeah, it's like Tourmaline, Porter, and Bridgeton are larger. So like,
And then give it to other people. Like if we do like a mission for them, just give them a piece of paper, and they want to come and drink with us. I don't know.
25 pieces of paper would be 1 gold each.
Let's see. It
And
looks
then that would be like, that'd be 4 per town plus 1 extra. Some
There
of
you
them
go.
might not need 4, but some of them might need more than 4. And that'd be
Well-
1 gold each.
Well, we could definitely put one piece of paper here on the job board here, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, people in Lonely would probably be aware it's not that big of a town. But, I mean, yeah.
Let's see. 1, 2,
I mean, I'm just
3,
thinking, like, I know
Uh,
Tourmaline had the 2 taverns. I don't really remember what target that.
3, 4.
Bridgehander had a bunch of shit. So, like, Bridgehander might need more than 4, you know, like.
I could say even to the fact that y'all could agree to what we call downtime, and this kind of fits into the scheme of that, where rather than us trying to nuance out things, downtime is something that exists over 5 days, typically in D&D. And it's like you guys take a little break, and then you have the option where you can literally go out and gladiator fight, or make spell scrolls, process alchemy ingredients, do trade skills, go out and carouse and campaign for something, go out and commit crime. You can, literally tell your character that, hey, I'm going to go post up in East Haven a day, and I'm going to go commit some fucking pickpocketing. And that's what they do. By the course of this, you guys may actually run into people that start to develop a personal vendetta or a personal boon to you and make these social contracts out in these towns.
Okay, so like we could just like message you what we do on our downtime, or
Yeah, usually what we do is like you guys tell me when you want to take downtime. You're like, okay, well, let's take a week off. We just hit this nice little milestone. Let's get some fun RP out of the way, and I will set up kind of a passive way for you to tell me via spreadsheet what you were doing for your downtime that week. We make a few rolls in the server, and I'll process it out in the background. And when you come to in the next session, then it's like y'all have had your downtime. You may have trained some skills in that time, that kind of stuff.
That's good. I like that a lot, actually.
It's something so if you play this module, really rules is written. It gives a shit ton of cash to the players, but they have nothing to spend it on. And that just always bothered me. And what it really needs is like another way for you guys to buy into the module. And I think this kind of fits real well with it.
I like it.
There's a lot of fun stuff y'all can do with it. So I'm open to a lot of things. We'll get into that more though.
All right, let's make the 20 pieces of paper. Let's put our stamp on it, and then let's head out.
Hey, I would
Like-
easily be able to procure paper goods in Lonelywood because that's the place where wood
Yeah,
gets
but-
processed.
Yeah, if everybody puts one piece of gold, we get 25 paper, so.
Yep.
Everybody should be able to afford that. And then,
You
And
could just party loot it or whatever works. So you always have that little piggy bank to go through. Like I said, the reason I say is do group loot is like y'all are going to progress through this. You may be picking up small bounties now, but eventually you're going to be at the point where like, fuck, what do we do with this? Like, oh, is it your turn for a magic item? Oh, is it my turn for a magic item? That kind of thing. So
1, 2, 3, 4. There's no fifth one, unfortunately. That sucks.
I just think in
Yeah.
the long term type of
1,
way,
2,
really.
3, 4,
Like,
5.
this is probably the way I would highly recommend y'all go about keeping loot.
yeah.
All right. Are we gonna set out the next day, or are we actually gonna go tonight?
That's
I mean,
a
I
good
don't
question
think-
because like y'all won't be able to hit Branch Chandler. You may be able to stop in Targos though.
We
Yeah,
could
Bridge.
chill. We could chill in Tourmaline. I mean, I'm sure Marta will have some rooms for us.
I mean, it's really like you could hit the Lantern in Tourmaline if you don't hit that. Progress to Targos because they don't really close their gates, and y'all don't really know what's going on there, do you? Y'all haven't been to Targos.
No, we just stopped by very briefly.
Yeah.
It'd be a good place to sit down and suss out some rumors.
Yeah, I'd say,
Yeah,
I
let's
wanna-
do that.
Yep.
yeah, make a quick stop in Tourmaline, drop some papers off, and
Go see
Yeah.
Marta, make sure
Yeah.
she's taken care of.
Yeah, make sure Pappy's still doing well.
So it takes y'all about 2 hours. The sun is just kind of dipped below the mountain horizon here, and it's become dark as you start to tread out from Lonelywood to Tourmaline. And you get a little bit of some cold weather, precipitation, some heavy snow hitting you that just seems to be assailing as you make your way southward. Eventually finding yourselves on the familiar steps of the East Haven, where your friend, was it the East Haven? I might get my names mixed up. I want to say I am. At the end with Marta Peskic, and she's rather lanky. She comes in. Y'all want to pass out a few at the Blue Clam and here, I would presume. So she'd see your familiar face and go, "Oh, hello again, the heroes of the mind." Or no, she was country, was it? Hey, y'all! It's the heroes that done cleared out that mine.
Yes, and what a fun adventure we've had since then.
You look a little battle hardened. Lots of people been talking to you about, y'all around these parts. Said you did good work down there.
Yeah, well, we're now renowned moose hunters apparently, and
I started to hear that too. Y'all getting famous around here. What do you say you come in and let me buy you a round of drinks?
oh, that would be wonderful, Marta.
Yes! Drinks!
She says, on the house, of course. I'm honored to have y'all in the presence. How about y'all doing here?
Well, Marta, we've decided to get into the hospitality business on our own, and we're also just passing through on the way to perhaps create more legends in more cities.
Hell, that's not a bad thing. I mean, you can post up your fires around here. I don't mind a little healthy competition.
Well, thank you. And it's like, unfortunately, I don't think any of us are quite as charming as you, Marta.
Oh, that's probably just me talking, Yuri.
No. It's like I'm sorry. No.
No, you're good.
No. I mean, I like that noise was me dropping something. You know, that noise wasn't RP. That noise was I fucked up in the real life on this end.
Oh, I know that noise all too well on my end too. So she's amiable about y'all's new venture around here. The other place y'all could go to is the Blue Clam as well.
What did the lantern say when we came in?
That's a good question. What does the lantern say?
I'll turn the lantern on again. Rowan.
That's nice and orange for you. So doesn't say much of anything. Y'all are really starting to question the validity of this lantern.
Yeah, so
What they all roll aboard.
Rajin's kind of looking at the lantern and he said, "Are you sure this lantern is special? How do you know we did not get ripped off?"
Oh, Rajin, we
Yeah, we
need
didn't
to have
buy
paid
it.
something to get ripped off.
I'll pass it to Blue Clam, kind of waving to Oris, and he offers to buy you all around as well, get you nice and at least he says put something warm in your belly before you get on the road here.
At that point, I'm gonna ask. Maldron will ask around, see if there's any doctors around that can look at my wound.
The closest healer is in Burn Chandra because that's where she gets the medicine. Is that not?
Yeah,
Is that
I wanted to expound upon this because I don't think I gave you a satisfactory answer in my head last time. A lot of what you'll find in these smaller villages, it's not necessarily that you won't find medicine people, but it's going to be real folky. You know what I mean? They're going to be the types that's like, oh yeah, you got to take a little bit of deer dung and then some of the fresh snow after a full moon.
Okay, so Maldron would know these small little towns. He would not ask that at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's versus like Bryn Shander, where if someone needs a competent healer, that's where they go. They go to
Gotcha.
the temple that's dedicated to Amontoir, called the House of the Morning Lord.
I got it. Does
House of the
this
Morning Wood.
wound smell?
Fester is maybe a good, better term for it. I think
Okay.
as you look at it, kind of day by day, maybe you catch a mirror at your previous rest stop, and you're looking at it, and you see something flicking on the inside of it.
Yep. Okay. Got it. Noted.
Did you say we're somewhere where Horace is here at the Blue Clam?
Horace, yeah. This is usually the spot where he hangs out. He likes to keep his beat on the public.
I'll go over to him and strike up a conversation and tell him a little bit about the moose encounter, and I'd like to ask him if he knows anything about or has heard any rumors of the wild people or druids that we may have encountered.
He says, yeah, there's always druids of Ariel out there, traveling, living, surviving off the Arctic conditions. They're almost feral creatures, perhaps outcasts of the ragged nomads or those that seek to control the weather of themselves. Their circle's presence here is very known, and they are not to be trifled with. They tend to run a rather powerful gambit.
He seemed very intent on doing harm to the people of 10 towns. Do you find that to be a common sentiment among those people?
The followers of Oriel the followers of Oriel take personal offense to civilization being able to survive up here. They see it as unnatural and hostile to their way of living. So of course they will look down upon our comforts and our societies that we call family and a home.
He seemed especially upset that someone had been, or something had been killed. Do you have any sense of what she may have been talking about?
If it's up in Lonelywood, I would suggest you talk to people up there. They may have a better account of the individual happenings or histories around the area than myself, unfortunately. I does not strike a chord with me, to answer your question.
Thank you for your time and the information, and I'll go back and join my party.
You guys pitch up a few flyers around here, advertising that you have a nice little spot to come and check out here soon. Boris would tell you that there's a bit of a curiosity. Supposedly, he's heard recently that Goodmead's kind of in a twist. Apparently, their speaker was killed recently, and the city's kind of faltering at the moment. No one's kind of filled that power vacuum yet for them.
Goodmead, you said?
Mm-hmm. He says he got word from his courier this morning when he went to go get the inn's shipment, and it wasn't able to be delivered, or rather heard it from the barkeep here. Apparently the production of mead has been stalled.
Oh. That's, oh, what happened?
That's interesting.
So he said, so the speaker of Goodmead has been killed, and Caerdivnal has not heard of from their speaker. So it sounds like we have a speaker issue going around this realm.
Now they're suddenly concerned, perhaps, about Nimsy here. If we spend maybe an hour just kind of keeping our ear to the ground and, keeping a tap on the bead before we hit the road here, try to push to Targos tonight, you'll want to kind of pry around, see if you hear anything going around the tavern.
Yeah, I'll, what would that be, a perception?
Yeah, in this case, give me a perception. We'll see how well you're...
I'm gonna do the same.
Sure.
Boom. Not very perceptive, unfortunately.
There it is.
There you go. And the dice roll change. No, I'm joking. You guys are keeping a bead to the ground, and whereas Rowan and Tarek, y'all are picking up on the local happenings where a few trappers are talking about Lonelywood is safe to go and get some work in again due to the moose being taken care of, and the fact that a pack of adventurers have resumed work for the mine. They come from Targos. They're a little offended. They say, well, they haven't come to our city and done anything yet. All they've been doing is helping out this side, so they obviously favor them. But Raji, you pick up on one that's kind of curious. It's a small child and a father. And the kid says,
Daddy, are we gonna make it to East Haven and watch the Batman burn?
And
What?
the dad replies, of course, son, of course. It's important to see this person and what justice will come to them. He killed a lot of good people, you know. And the little child's like,
I know, Daddy, I know. All 5 of his friends. He killed all 5 of his friends trying to hide his secrets. He's a bad man, and they're gonna burn him alive.
Baldrin goes,
Excuse me, sir. What do you mean burn? Did he commit a crime?
if I say the phrase red wizard, what does that evoke from you?
A horrible sense of fashion, reds in this winter landscape.
He's got a red ass?
There's a a famous sect of mages in D&D that may be an interesting read for y'all to go into sometime, called the Red Wizards of Thay, that are usually denoted by their red robes. And passively, he would tell you that this guy was a Thayan, supposedly, and he basically used 10 towns to try to gain access to some font of forbidden knowledge. And when he found it, he turned on his entire group and killed them all.
He said font of forbidden knowledge?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Comic Sans?
I'm sorry, was it what?
Sorry, that was a terrible joke. I said, was it Comic Sans?
I flew over my head there.
Time for that psychic damage roll again.
I know, right? You crit the DM. So it's apparently somebody's about to be executed in East Haven.
Would we know, like in character, most of us know about the Red Wizards of Thay, or I mean, I sort of got the impression you were telling us that out of game, but I just wanted to clarify.
It's more out of game knowledge. I think I don't know if necessarily any of y'all would have a fixture on them, especially considering how light we are and spellcasters.
I'm spellcaster.
No, I mean like
I'm also so dumb. So
not innate spellcasting or wizardly, sorcererly type
Just
of
a bunch of
spellcasting.
meatheads, man. That's all we are.
I'm a sorcerer. I'm a sorcerer.
You're a sugar baby.
I'm a sorcerer.
I'm joking. Obviously, it's. I don't know. You're just gonna have to kind of delve into it more than anything. I don't know if culturally, yeah. I mean, being from where you have been before, I think you would know about them, especially notoriety in Waterdeep, because they are kind of infamous like that. Let me see if I can pull you up a good article.
Would I have heard them around the noble circles?
Possibly hearing about this. This is kind of a long blurb here, but it's informative. I like stuff like this. I like adding to the lore and building upon it.
Also, when Rowan makes this comment about wearing red, Nikel kind of looked at his jacket and then just gives Rowan like a what the fuck look. Because his jacket is very red.
Games organized during the height of power, Red Wizard of Farius spellcasting ruling the slavers. Okay.
Well, let's see. Hold on. Who is it that is wearing red?
Nikel.
Oh, Nikel. Well, I mean, I will say red coat is much better than a red chest.
Hey, come on. Like, I mean, that's a funny joke, but don't. Come on, man.
So they tend to be like highly demonic based, highly evil based, notorious for, there's room at the top for me if I become powerful enough to do it type of wizards. So culturally, that may not have been known real well in here, but it's been outed on him, and they're going to execute this person for supposedly killing a pack of adventurers for trying to cover up a secret.
Huh.
He found something out there. Only he knows where it is, and they're gonna take care of him. Whereas like an example of why you shouldn't do shit like this in 10 towns.
Well,
So it's potentially time sensitive if we want to talk to him then.
Possibly, yeah.
Well, do you want to see a man burn alive, or do you want to keep pressing on, or at least pass flyers while they watch a man burned alive.
Even still, it's 8 hours, presumably I'll press out from Tourmaline after about hearing all this, because you guys have had your free drinks, you've kind of made your exposure mark on Tourmaline, and we eventually wanted to get to Targos. It's probably about 8 p.m. or 8:15 or so when y'all pull up on there.
And would these people have been able to tell us when this was happening?
Yeah, they tell you that supposedly the guy is going to be taken care of tomorrow night.
Oh, so we'd have to go straight there, pretty much. All right. Honestly, in character, I don't think Nikhil would have any reason to care about that. So, if anybody else does,
I don't want to see a man burned alive, to be honest. That his Meldrin won't do that shit. He doesn't see anyone else dying in front of him.
You said these are a rather distasteful, and this is a rather distasteful lot.
The people discussing it? No, it's like a young child.
No. I'm talking about the Red Wizards.
Thematically, if your characters knew about them, and they may with you two, they're a bad bunch. They often will enlist the powers of demons to gain access to power, sacrifice, blood magic, things like that are not out of their repertoire. They are very much will do anything to justify the means to get the magical power type.
Do I know anything? Can I do a history check? Have I ever heard of an execution going very poorly? Because it seems like trying to execute a magic user, especially with fire, just something tells me that's not a great idea.
That's funny.
I mean, it just depends, Wizards themselves, if you take their spell books away, they're completely harmless.
Oh,
that's right.
The histories of bots executions.
I mean, executions happen all the time. In Bryn Shander, I told you guys they do a lottery, I think, where, every 10 day they draw a name out of a hat and they go and tie that person naked to a piece of wood outside and let the animals feast on them or then freeze over to try to appease Oriel. This entire place is not without sacrifice in some form right now. People are desperate. They're trying to get on her good side.
Oh. Well, that's messed up.
Yeah, it's a little dark, but it sets the tone. I mean, this is what you guys are up against right now. It's things are not getting easier on these people, and they need people to step up and stop this winter.
And quick question. So I know we straight up just met the Frostmaiden.
What?
Or we met one of her avatars.
I'm not sure what you met. You just know that. I mean, culturally, you guys know that Oriel is worshipped all over Icewind Dale as a whole, and maybe not necessarily in 10 towns, but if they do, they keep it on the low.
Too many questions to play.
Like in the Reagan Glacier, there are thousands of nomads broken into 4 tribes that all supposedly support, or mostly support Oriel. There are giant tribes that do the same around here. There are, they say even the animals and the primal spirit is on her side. It's meta to get into. I'll talk to him later. I'll give more explanation later. But,
no worries. I just wanted to know if any of us would still be particular, because it seems like we kind of glossed over the fact that we were threatened by a god.
I think we were threatened by some work or big.
One more time? That was kind of garbled.
I didn't see it as being threatened by a god. I had no reason to think that was Oriel.
Sorry, we got threatened by. Maybe I misheard, because I thought the name of I thought Oriel's name was invoked in the threat to us.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not. Doesn't that means somebody was doing it as like a follower? I don't think that means that the god themselves was actually doing it.
Ah,
Just
gotcha.
a poser.
Like it's just like a call. Like, hey, my god will fuck you up. You know, like doesn't mean it'll actually happen, or they have any power to make that happen. You know, like. Like
summoning big cat beasts seems
Think about it. You are like tap dancing on the landmine about the origin of this. What kind of famous other than gods, mind you, think more practical? What could summon animals like that?
What is this?
yeah, druids.
A lot of shit.
Huh?
I mean, druids are well known for actually summoning animals.
Yeah, I mean, there was tons of magic shit in there too. Like the statues could have had something to do with it. Like there's tons of shit in there that could have like caused that.
The caveat being they can only conjure creatures that they've like seen before. So y'all may not know what those are, but she certainly does. She has a baby to all these winter animals that are in her head. Regardless, we make it to Targos here. That's what I was actively moving towards. And it's about 8 p.m. at night. You guys could certainly like hard march if you wanted to, all the way to East Haven, and maybe get a level of exhaustion, but make it there in the morning and sleep it off, or you could bunk out here for the night.
I need to lay down for a little bit. Still a little fucked up on the booze.
Yeah, I would say rest because Modern still hasn't even rested yet.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Though I don't have anything I really need to build back up.
I don't think not only any of us do other than Modern because all of us got a long rest except him.
Oh, by the way, this is kind of a militaristic town, you said?
Absolutely.
Is there a shop open right now?
You've got a shop around here that's called the Triglio. It's Triglio. It's mainly like a general store.
Okay, Joe store. I'm good on arrows or anything. So they wouldn't happen to have something like a whip or anything, right?
I'd say they have like real basic type of things like that. Yeah, they probably have like a short sword, a dagger. You know, their probably most expensive possession would be like a set of reinforced leather or chain or something like that. It's just like a singular size, basically. Like a generic human.
Reinforced leather chain.
I say reinforced leather, and I probably mean like studded leather.
Yeah, studded leather, where it's not. Because I have basic leather right now. It wouldn't give me disadvantage. It would increase my AC, but it wouldn't. It's better than light armor.
Yeah, it would put you in a different class. It wouldn't be heavy, and it's not light. It's still medium.
Okay.
And it's +1 AC. And they probably part for it for 45 gold. I think that's what my sheet says.
Yeah, 45. It's still light. It's still light. It's just one. It's one better than leather though. You'd be one higher than what you are now.
Yeah, I'm just checking something. Because you said it's +1 AC?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my regular leather's +1 AC.
Well, studded leather's one above that.
Yeah, it's one above regular leather.
Okay. You know what? I'm doing stuff at a distance. You said 45?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll grab that. And like I said, do they have a whip as well if I want to buy a whip?
Sure.
This is downtime.
Okay, so what would that be total?
Let me find a whip on my sheet here. 2 gold for it.
Okay, cool. So do I just with the equipment on this? Sorry, I've never used this before. Do I do it on Beyond and then just upgrade here? Uh-huh.
Yeah, absolutely. Just change it on D&D Beyond and then just update it on Foundry and it'll boop. Then
Okay.
you can literally equip it from there. It'll make a functional card out of it. It's a very nice interaction because it leaves everything out of my hands to have to go back and fix. It streamlines the process.
Would I be able to find a disguise kit and or thieves tools?
Those you probably have to
Afford.
find something a little more specialty in British Shander, where you find a. Well, I don't know. It's a general store, so. We've got tools, thieves tools, and what else?
Kit.
The disguise kit.
It's like 50 gold, dude. We don't have 50
I
gold.
don't see either of those typically. Let me see what you look for.
Guys, we don't have 50 gold.
Could I do I get to sell them my leather for any price or just keep it with me?
You can only sell it. I sell it a fifth or a quarter of a price.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
This is probably something you probably have to pick up in East Haven. These disguise kits and
Would they have ball bearings or cow traps?
probably more in East Haven. Again, that's very trickery type of things, which you'll find more of kind of out that direction.
So 44.
Here it's going to be like more martial type of items. I think y'all would
And-
strap down. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no healing potions in Targos either, right?
Nope.
Probably bring Shander for that as well.
Everything's a
Need to talk
Berkshire. What are we
to,
buying shit for?
The House of the Morning Lord. They're probably the ones who would take advantage of that. But that's the entity. I think they call her. She goes by 2 different names depending on the literature, but she's been around a while. Her name's Mishan in this iteration. She's kind of a renowned healer. And are we looking at that lantern as we get to Targos?
Yes.
Did we do that already? I can't remember.
No, we didn't.
No, we haven't. Yeah, I'll turn the lantern on. Get us.
Still an orange flame.
I'll roll for something, guys.
The local inn around here is called the Luskin Arms, and as you guys are kind of make your way and ask directions from the guards to get there, it's getting more present in the militia presence. There's actually 2 guards stationed outside that are just still and watching over as you enter, and there are 2 more even stationed by the entrance to the actual place. And as you kind of walk in, there's a catwalk that's probably 15 feet that perimeters the room of the entryway that you're coming into, and the entire left section of it is cordoned off. And you guys kind of walk up to the front desk. This place is absolutely thriving in Luskin architecture here. Luskin has kind of a really mixed dark past involving a lot of slave rebellion and comeuppance from people they've taken advantage of and trying to make amends with the world. It used to be a really dark place, and it's trying to turn a new leaf, basically. It's also referred to as the City of Sails, but it's kind of takes after this. If you would picture really sailor type of themed, there's a lot of wood paneling and a lot of stitching, a lot of blues and almost washed blue tones, whites, reds, things like that present. The building is very humble. It's the oldest public house in 10 towns. It's roughly about 400, 500 years old. And just coming in here, you looking around, you guys see like the presence of mouse droppings occasionally. Like it's not just you that's taking up residence in here, but it's a humble inn. It's got sturdy walls, maybe some rotten floorboards, really crazy drafts that kind of come up from the common room into the cellar. As you guys come in, the boogie over at the counter kind of sizes you up and goes, right, let's see, 6,
One gold.
oh no, 5. So, 2 gold, 5 silver for the lot of you? Stay in the night, I presume.
Yeah,
Yes.
hold on. How much gold do we have left, by the way, with all that buying and shit?
Yeah, how much do we have left?
Party loot, we still have like 150
Yeah, you still have about
plus whatever we individually have.
I only have like 3 gold pieces on my ass right now.
How much did they say it is for the
Said 2.5 gold, man.
I'm sorry, it's just to stay in such lavish surroundings. We do charge a nominal fee, of course. You see him kind of quickly step on the ground on something that was skittering on the floor.
I'll just pay it. I don't care.
It's kind of sizing y'all up. Small child, and dwarf, and a tabaxi. Yes, I've heard about you. You're the heroes of Tamerlane and Lonelywood.
Excuse me, I'm a halfling, not a child.
Why do you say heroes in such quotation marks?
What have you done for us? You seem to be real content helping the people on the eastern side of the lake while us still suffer down here.
You need done. How much are you paying?
I don't know, just do something. You've done something for them. What did they ask of you?
They paid us.
What do you expect? You expect Rajin to just snap his fingers and help everybody in the city? Well, he will
I
if you...
thought that was your modus operandi. I'm so sorry, sir, to bring it up. I didn't mean to make things uncomfortable.
You have a job and a payment.
It's like
Rajin does not like
I'd like to step in on him. What we did, where we were paid to kill things much larger and tougher and frankly better smelling than you. Now, if you'd like to offer us money to do some of that killing, please, by all means, we'll gladly accept the gold. If not, my friends would appreciate an end to this harassment and some lodging for the evening.
Payment is made in coin, sir.
Oh.
And coin we have. Do we have a problem, is what I'm asking.
He kind of sets the tone as you buck up to him. The surrounding guards in the perimeter are just taking a more approach to the situation. And they start calling out, "Hey, we got a problem over here? Speaker stays in this place. We ain't gonna have no trouble now, you hear?"
No, we're just addressing some things. It's all right. No need to be bothered.
There's no right to be bothering this man neither. I suggest you take your lodgings and go to bed. It's late.
Rajin just kind of steps up and he's like, this is exactly what we were trying to do when this person here tried to approach us in such a hostile manner?
Says no offense was given. I was merely stating my opinion.
The guard kind of looks
You
at him.
told Rajin that he would cough up a hairball, did you not?
I certainly did not.
He just kind of winks at the rest of the party. You insulted this one!
I suggest you lower the tone of your voice, pay me my gold, and go to your rooms.
We already paid you the gold.
Right.
Gets it up in it.
The guards kind of reinforce the point that you should probably take a rest. You seem to be tired and quite agitated. Perhaps some sleep will clear your mind.
We were merely letting this guy know if he had a job he wanted us to do, he just had to ask and provide payment. And
Yes,
for some reason, he didn't like that.
Apparently, he felt the need to outsource work that needed to be done because he apparently does not have confidence in the skills of the guards that this town provides. I do find that unfortunate and hope you find businessmen that are more amicable to your skills.
So, without much to say more on the matter, he's going to leave y'all to retire. Goes back to sit behind the desk over here, and he again reinforces that there will be order and peace here on the speaker's command, while he drafts very important documents in his room here. He says, "We're busy anyways. The speaker requires dinner soon. You must excuse me."
Rajin just kind of scoffs. Ah, what a dick.
And it's kind of the turn of events here, guys. It's like you help certain clusters of these people, and they may like you, or they may start to dislike you if you haven't helped them out. Your notoriety is only good in the places that you boon, not the ones that you haven't.
Hey, Rajin, I got something to ask you. It's no offense, but if this guy really does piss you off, can you actually cough off a hairball on his fucking front little tabletop there?
It is the height of summer, so you would be technically shedding.
Rajin can definitely try as he starts licking his arm.
That's considered a tip.
Rajin likes your thinking.
Ah.
This one will do his best, and he just continues to lick his arm, trying to get enough hair in his stomach as possible.
I'd say, you kind of work through the night and come up in your sleep, and as you guys are getting ready the next morning, is there anything else you guys are doing particularly before you put down for the night?
I would Maldrin will pray and obviously try to massage his little Iron Man chest that everyone keeps calling it, and literally just knock out. And then I'm gonna change some of my spells a little bit while I'm doing
Have you been discreet with this? Because you have people in your room.
Yeah, we never established how many rooms did we get.
It's probably like 2.
You got 2 again? Okay.
It's probably a 3 and a 2.
I'll probably do this underneath a blanket, so I guess it doesn't show a fucking red light in the room. It's just trying to cover it up. Like, oh shit, sorry, cover it up. Put a blanket over my head or something if we have blankets.
Last time he was in the room with myself and Nickel, I think.
Yeah.
I just paid for the room, so I'm probably going to take Raj to a room again because I know that he is easy to room with.
Yeah, he's literally the only one he's ever bunked with.
Yeah, I learned that Raj will just not care about it.
As long as there's a fireplace in there, Rajin is the best roommate.
I think, there's definitely fireplaces going in. They're required in rooms like this. You guys, if you're bunking down with Mordrin there, or Maldrin, excuse me, you definitely see this thing that's like festering on his chest, and if you look at it, even for the briefest bit, you can see something that's moving on the inside of it.
Ooh, all right, that is concerning. Can I do a medicine check to see how bad, or at least
If you'll allow him to.
Yeah, if you allow me, I'll do a medicine check then.
What do you think, Maldron?
What was that?
Oh, it was a nat 20.
So, what is my condition, God? You can text it to me if it's private.
Damn, son.
Oh yeah. Okay. What would Maldron do?
It's
Okay.
almost like a.
Who's in the room with me at this particular moment?
Tarek, I think.
I believe I'm in the room with you because the two is Rajit and isn't the two Rajit and Tarek?
No,
Or is
it's Rajid and Nikhil.
Kel? Okay. So yeah, so it's myself and Tarek in the room with Maldron.
Okay. I wanna.
Hey guys, I don't know. It's getting a lot worse, and I think I need to see a doctor as quickly as possible. So hopefully we get the Brimshander pretty quickly and find this good doctor, because it is it's getting worse. It's not going down. It appears to be growing, and I don't know. I think there's something inside me.
Well, that's certainly concerning.
That is concerning. I think we can get our party to leave town first thing in the morning and go straight to Bryn Shander and try and find the temple where the healer.
Yeah. Hopefully I can sleep tonight.
And I'm rubbing my chest at this point and trying to clean the ooze that's you can kind of see now when I turn in and talk to you guys. It's oozing out a little bit on my chest.
It's like
It's
it's
a pus.
gnarly, y'all. It's like a pustule that's like the size of a fist.
Oh man.
That's emanating this red light of it. Like looking at it, you see something that's wriggling on the inside. So yeah, Maldron has that going for him.
Yep.
Meanwhile, in the other room, I would like to make a con save
Ooh.
as Rajin is trying to whip up this hairball.
I think your persistence and your natural tabaxi ways, especially given the time of year, you could definitely rustle up a sizable chunk that you sleep on. And, as you wake up in the morning, you maybe right before you make the bed, just upchuck the most gnarly hairball. It's like black and wet and slimy and
Nikhil, I need help.
slightly digested.
What?
You just deposit it right in the bed in front of the cow there before you make it up.
Hey, Dad. I didn't need that in my life at all.
It was meant for the desk. This one is sorry. We could probably move it. Rajin may have one of those flyers to pick it up with.
Oh no, I'll take care of it. I'll summon a mage hand and like carry it to like the corner. of the room.
What a neat power you have.
So you guys kind of gather yourselves in the morning here. There's a half smelling some kind of
Oh fuck.
cheese and fish bake that's being served out for breakfast. It doesn't smell exactly fresh or well.
Also, during the night,
Rajin, you got that tip, right?
Oh, yes.
was
Yes,
that about,
Rajin made a very, very hefty tip.
What was that about last night there?
I'd say, Raj, if at any point, Raj, would you think you would have like woken up and looked around the room, like in the middle of the night, any ever, or would you have slept the whole night?
If there was a sound, yeah, I would have woken up. If there wasn't,
I got nothing.
if there wasn't a bump in the night, then no.
Okay, well, what I was doing would not cause any sound, so okay, you wouldn't notice anything.
Slurpy, slurpy.
What?
Good one.
Oh no! Oh no!
Raj,
No, I wasn't doing that. Wasn't doing that. I was sleeping. I was sleeping. He would have noticed. He could have noticed something while I was sleeping, but you never have to wake up for it. So
we'll leave that a question mark right there for you.
Wait a minute! Oh man!
I didn't do anything to you. I was sleeping. I'm serious. Like I was actually sleeping.
Okay.
So you guys wake up, you zip up your cold weather clothing. You know, there's probably a conversation about the severity of your friend here with the little baby with Maldron. I'm assuming Rajit and Nikel would probably take a little bit of interest in that.
I look at it and I like see anything that would like look alive.
I think if you were going to kind of discern a little bit from it, you would have to probably pull off into like a private quarters type of thing. This is something I don't imagine Maldron is going to bare his chest for.
No, he'll definitely not.
The end.
If there's any, okay, I'll tell Mara. If there's anything like, I mean, or would you tell me that you think something's growing in you?
Well, I guess
Or what
with
would
a
you
natural
explain it
20, I definitely feel it. And looking at it, and from what the other two, they can actually see something. So if they can see it, I can see it.
See something that looks like potentially like a creature of some sort. I could potentially talk to it, but I'd have to see it.
Wait, really? You can? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you could talk to fucking worms. I mean,
If it's a creature, I can establish a telepathic link, and then I could. I might need to know the language. I think it needs to know the language. Let me see.
All right, we'll go in the back. I'll take him with me, and then as a joke, I'll start like unzipping my pants, like, oh no, sorry. Sorry, bad joke.
Wrong monster.
Yeah.
Okay, I do have to be able to speak the language. Does that be able to speak the same language?
It's like,
if it can't speak the same language, I should at least be able to like tell if it actually is a creature or not.
I would say
Like if I could establish a link, I would at least know I can establish it, even if I can't talk to it.
I think if you would establish a link, it's so underdeveloped, it wouldn't be able to discern. Like I think the term I used was gestation.
But so like I would be able but I would be able to maybe like
You could tell that there's something. There is definitely something in there. You just wouldn't. I don't think it would have coherent thoughts.
Like there's definitely something living.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, unless it speaks Common or Elvish, I wouldn't understand anything anyway. So.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even think it speaks. Like its mouth hasn't developed, that kind of thing.
Okay, so I would. I would be able to say like there's I was able to connect to something, but it's not like capable of the higher level function to like speak yet.
Oh, really? Shit.
So there's definitely something living in there.
Well, maybe I can shit it out if the good doctor tells me you just gotta take a bunch of shit and poop it out.
Usually don't shit out of your chest.
Well, I mean, like you drink something and and it goes and then just goes right through my intestines and then I just poop it out.
I mean, I think maybe we should like look more at like Roger's dagger to like pop it out.
You know what? I have a tailor's kit with me.
What is that going to do?
Well, I have scissors, blade. I have scissors, a few fine blades, some needle, thread.
I think it's much deeper than that, guys. Where you see it's at, it's swelling, but where you kind of see it moving, I believe you can see. I don't know. Is it DM? Can they see a little bit of my bone?
Not even bone. It's like there's something embedded in there that is. If you peer at it and kind of look into the light, I like to think you see almost like a fish or a worm or something scriggling kind of in front of the light inside of it.
The thing is, guys, I don't know if it's out in that bulbous or the thing is I don't want to cut it open and then next thing you know it swiggles more in my body. You know what I mean? I don't want to move it to a different place.
Okay, in theory, if I can see it, I could attack it in a way that it would not hurt you.
What in the nine defines is happening to you, Maldron?
A lot of things. A lot of things. Some questionable life choices, I would say.
In theory, if I can see it, I could attack it with a spell that would attack its mind and not hurt you.
Well, the thing is, you weren't able to communicate with it, so do you think it has a brain?
I mean, I was able to establish connection, so it's got to be like at least some level of sentience. It just isn't like developed enough to like have like for level thoughts.
You can certainly try.
Okay. All right. Is there a table around, or at least somewhere we can be like discreet about this?
You could try to go up to one of your rooms.
All right. Let's go in the room, and I guess I'll bring people that are willing to go up with me.
I'm gonna go too.
So you guys take your volunteers from the group and head up to the room.
I take off my shirt and I go here, and I give them each of them a rope. Tie my wrists and my feet if I do, convult. If a thing starts to attack me, I don't want to be screaming around while you try to attack this damn thing.
As you want to tie you up first, that's fine.
Yeah, just tie me up and give me a swig of liquor.
Rajin does not like the where this is going. He is not into the BDSM.
No, it's not like that.
It's a rather odd scene as y'all are binding Malgin down.
But by the way, I missed this entire conversation and walk in.
It's not what it looks like. Please.
It's kind of. I mean, what are you attempting to cast on him?
Mind sliver.
Okay. So as you focus your spell into here, attempting extraction.
Okay, it's gonna hit me.
Malgin. It's a spell attack, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's an intelligence save.
You can willingly fail the save if you want.
All right, I'm gonna do that.
I mean, well, if I can see the creature, I should be able to attack directly to the creature.
Yeah, it's just more
if
like
I can see it.
It's,
So,
it's
yeah,
just
like,
more like setting up the situation more than anything. And as you begin to cast this sliver here, go ahead and give me the damage roll for it. You can feel him kind of digging deep, trying to get a bead and a focus on this thing. And at the exact moment you kind of pop off this sliver, the light changes from a red to a purple, and as it bounces off your finger, it ricochets and comes right back at you.
Oh.
In the instant, the light turns purple and flashes back red. And I need you to give me an intelligence save, please, sir.
After intelligence save for my own spell.
This thing is may not be what it seems.
Oh my god.
That's a fail.
So Maldrin and yourself will take 2 psychic.
Is it working? I have my eyes shut at this because I'm in pain.
It almost wriggles a little bit more in your presence here.
Be like, no, that didn't. No, it didn't work. I don't want to do that again. That was a
What
bad
the hell
idea.
was that? I thought you said it was going to hurt me.
Yeah, it
It's,
wasn't supposed to hurt me either, but it did.
Wait, you got hit too?
something about this redirected your spell back at you.
Little bastard!
This thing's an asshole, apparently.
It's a little disappointing there.
I have no more ideas. That's not a good sign.
Not in the least. You kind of may want to get on your way to Bryn Shander there. You still got probably about a 2-3 hour trek to get there. So it'll put you right at the time where the gates are opened. As I'll leave you with one little tidbit to wrap up on. It'll probably take about another 5-10 minutes if everyone's down.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Yep, go for it.
Alright, so y'all are kind of getting dressed, getting your winter clothing on, going out to brave the day, and get your ally over to a healer to maybe delve more into what this is. And as you kind of make your way towards the exit of town, with the snow crunching underneath your feet, you hear this sudden bark of a dog over the whistle of the wind in the streets here, and this little bit of clattering that's coming behind it. This wolf-sized sled dog with light gray fur runs towards you, dragging a broken leather harness behind it. As it approaches here, probably the more robust characters like Tarek, Rowan, Maldrin are kind of leading up the front here. Who's in front? As you guys make your way out of the city. What'd you say?
I think Raj.
I won't be in the front because I tend to use a bow and arrow. So
Exactly. So probably Tarek or Maldrin.
I
can take the front.
So. Yeah, I'll be like in the middle ish, if that's possible. So I can at least, if everyone gets run away, I can cure them from all directions.
Absolutely, we've got that lesson under our belt at least.
Yes.
This dog immediately comes and pounces on you here, Tarek, and it's its full weight is on your chest. It almost like throws you to the ground for a second. It jumps down and it's kind of licking at your hand and mouthing it a bit. It sits down in front of you and looks real inquisitive. It kind of barks a little bit.
I give it some, find some rations in my bag. Try meat or fish or something.
Yeah, absolutely. You offer it to the dog, but it kind of barks at you, and it takes a few paces in the direction it was heading, and it looks back at you and it barks again.
can I crack my whip? I just kind of want to scare the dog off. I don't want to attack it. Just want to make a loud noise.
Yeah, you crack your whip, at it, and it kind of shakes its head, tilts it a little bit, and it looks at its harness, and it starts crying at you.
Oh wait, it's got a harness on?
It looks like it's part of a sled dog hookup.
Oh,
Is it heading
Okay.
like back into town? Like we were on our way out of town. Is it like heading back into town somewhere?
It's heading a different direction. Like if you guys were at the Luskin Arms, which is right here, you're probably taking this route to go back in, and the dog would bump into you either kind of going this way and up, or something along those lines where it's not necessarily backpedaling, but probably leading you a different direction.
oh it's like you said when I cracked the whip, it whimpered and it whimpered and kind of backed up.
Not even backed up. It's sitting down and it's looking at its harness, and you crack the whip kind of near it, and it starts crying. And
Can I actually approach it? Like after that, like can I actually approach the dog?
yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna approach the dog, and if it allows me to, I'm gonna take off the harness.
It kind of barks at you in a seemingly happy way. Its tail is wagging, his ears are perked, and he kind of takes a few steps backward and barks at you again. And he's just holding that posture. He's looking back at you, almost as if he's waiting for something.
And this entire time, Rogine is just hiding behind the kill, like, is it gone? Please tell me it's gone.
Let's see.
Maybe trying to ask us for some help, but we need to go to Brinshander.
It's like
It kind of starts barking at you as soon as you start saying the word help. It trots over to you. It's licking your palm. It kind of grabs itself to the bottom of your cold weather pant leg here lightly. It starts tugging on it.
Can I start going the direction the dog's tugging me?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, if the dog's tugging me, I'm gonna follow the direction the dog's tugging.
As you kind of start to take a step, it lets go and it kind of starts walking forward, but it's looking back to make sure you're following. It's almost like sidestepping. It barks at you and starts wagging its tail.
This one thinks this is definitely a trap. We're going to walk into a massive horde of dogs, and we're all going to get eaten alive. That's for sure.
Wait, Rajin, you're concerned about a little dog?
Yes! Look at it! Look at its foul teeth and its happy-go-lucky look on its face.
I look at the dog with a confused look, and then I look at Rajin.
Rajin, it's just a fucking dog.
It's just fucking shaking behind the cow, like, no!
You probably have to hold Regine's hand as you press inward, kind of follow in. As you guys start moving, and it's obviously you're following, the dog takes a little bit more of a regular pace, and it's always looking back, always make sure you're following, and it eventually leads you to this modest dwelling where it kind of starts whimpering and clawing at the door, and
Is the door unlocked or locked?
A few minutes pass by, and you see a light that emanates from the glass inside. A figure approaches, opens the door. The dog pushes in instantly, and you hear a baritone voice that announces, "Boy, what are you doing here?" And as this person is looking down, they kind of look up, and there's a smile for a second. "Oh, you're not Garrett. What's Boy doing here?"
Who is Garrett?
Oh, this is concerning. Can you come in, please?
What the fuck?
Absolutely.
You step into this modest dwelling where, there's cohabitability here. It's a decent-sized home. And the gentleman says, Sorry, my name is Keegan. I was born in 10 Towns, but my husband came from a wealthy family in Neverwinter, and Garrett didn't really care for the city life. When I met him, he was working as a guide. He loves the outdoors, and he lives to climb mountains. A few days ago, Garrett was hired by some adventurers to lead them up the slopes of Calvin's Cairn. Garrett's plan was to take adventurers to Cair Konig, the town at the foot of Calvin's Cairn. After they acquired some climbing gear from the outfitter there, he was to lead them up the mountain. Garrett took 6 dogs in a sled with him. The boy here was Garrett's favorite. Raised him from a pup. The boy would never leave Garrett's side unless something terrible has happened.
Huh.
So
This dog came all the way from Cair Konig?
this dog here was a sled dog, yes?
Garrett took Boy on the expedition with him. He was there with him. The fact that Boy is even here tells me that something is very wrong. Boy is extremely loyal to Garrett. It's a lot to ask, but could I persuade you all to go up there and find Garrett and his companions? I don't have money, but the proprietor of the Luskin Arms is a friend of mine. I could get you some free rooms at the inn when you pass through. I'm also a scrimshender by trade. I definitely wouldn't mind giving you some of my artwork. It's not worth much, though, I confess.
Do you know his trade route? I mean, you like where usually particular roads that he goes, and the thing is, if this dog is loyal to him, do you think he might find his way back? Do you mind if we take it?
You could take Boy with you, I suppose, if you think he would be useful.
Rajin, do you mind if we take this beast of a dog with us?
The owner could definitely tell your trepidation here. He tells you, look, you just tell him the basic commands. You tell him to sit. Boy, sit. And he does a proud sit for you. Boy, speak. He does a little woof woof. He's quite trained. You have nothing to fear with him. In fact, you are almost his caretaker and his owner, far superior than him.
How large is this dog?
It's about the size of a wolf. It's
So,
pretty big.
Oh,
Rajin-
he's just as tall as me.
Can I ride it?
Rajin is going to stick one of the flyers for their inn into the collar of the dog, and he's going to say, "Boy, dance."
It kind of
Oh, that's great.
cocks the head at you, and stands up on its hind legs for a second, and you see it kind of shifting its weight back and forth for a little bit.
Oh,
This is beautiful. This is
Good.
beautiful.
Or,
Rajin likes this one.
not good, sorry. Keegan here is like, oh, Garrett was especially fond of teaching Boy to dance. The neighbors loved it so to see him.
We'll attempt to ride the dog.
This is probably where we'll put a pin in it, where you guys have some interest in Calvin's Cairn right now. So just to complicate matters, throw some things at the board and see what we're going to bite on.
tell you what, I don't give a shit about the reward for the inn. What I will like is if you spread word about our bar at Lonelywood.
I mean, to be fair, some scrimshaw would be lovely to go into our new place.
Yeah.
If
Ah,
payment is
very
not, if payment is not possible, then definitely some free advertisement is, right?
I can tell you what, if you get Garrett back to me, I will make sure that everyone in Targos knows about your grand deeds and your grand opening in turn.
Rajin kind of like scratches behind the ears of the dog. He says, "Good boy. Yes, this is very appropriate. Is it not?"
He kind of licks at your hand there and definitely enjoys the scritches.
It's like what's this person's name again?
This would be Keegan.
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 Keegan, we're more than happy to do this for you, and thank you for allowing us to take Boy along with us as our guide. Unfortunately, we do have to hit the road, but we will be sure to find Garrett and bring you back at least word of why Boy returned.
Absolutely. So, got a bunch of stuff on our board, guys. I know it was kind of a RP heavy session there, but kind of just rolling with the punches and taking things at our own speed.
The RP sessions are where the magic happens.
Absolutely. I love them personally, and some people can be discouraged by them. I just, they're just as good as combat heavy sessions. I think you'll get a lot done and a lot exposed.
I love the RP stuff more than I love the combat stuff. So
yeah, it's about the overarching story. Decisions that y'all make have very real consequences and really real effects of what's going on around here, and I try to facilitate that as much as possible as I can.
Yeah, I just feel bad because since it's online, it's hard to not talk over. It's hard to try to not talk over somebody that's about to speak, which I think I might have accidentally just did.
Yeah, we did.
It's one of those just yield the floor to one another. That's the best way to do it. What I always tell people is if you have a point to make and you include that person in the conversation. You know what I mean? And do it in a natural roleplay way. You say, now that I got that point out of the way, I'm sorry, Tarek, what were you saying? And it just keeps the conversation much more fluid.
No, I like the role-playing aspect, especially when we're really getting attached to these characters, and then all of a sudden one of us dies. It makes it more impactful.
Don't put that evil on me. You
guys, I killed 2 characters last week.
Oof.
In 2 separate games. It's it's not Strahd levels of absolute mayhem, but woof. One of them, they never found the Chingwas, much like y'all. They went straight into the mine, and the Grail got a crit on the wizard when he was out of place. And usually, if I have something that has multi-targets, unless you're really begging for attention from the creature, I roll a dice to see what it's going to strike, and it struck the wizard and straight up crit him. And he had 13 hit points and got hit for 28.
Oh shit!
Oh, insta death.
Goodness.
It was grisly.
I think he was regretting his decisions right there, dude.
Wizards are so squishy.
The other one was a warlock that went into the tomb alone and found the moose alone.
Oh,
and the moose immediately charged him and hit a 22 on his initial attack roll after the charge, which wound up being 32 points of damage. Everything rolled high on it, and it just insta-gibbed him.
At least we know we're doing everything right.
Or somewhat okay.
And this is another reason that I chose a character with a ranged weapon.
So I'm glad I'm hearing I'm getting buy-in from you guys. That's ultimately what is gonna, as these layers unfold and the mystery kind of progresses, that buy-in is extremely important to me. So I'm glad I'm getting it from you all. But if y'all have any questions, PM me as always. I've been at it since got 5 today, so I'm probably gonna take a break.
All right.
Bless you.
Yeah.
We all have a wonderful night.
Appreciate it, y'all.
Session,
Have a good
guys.
one.
Yeah, great session. Thanks,
Awesome.
everyone.